It is September 16th, 2016, and it's LSC 48, Friday night football here in Hampton, Virginia. We got a good ball game for you tonight to start our season. Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors clash tonight in the fourth game of the season. This is Frank Edgar coming to you from high atop Darling Stadium. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Wube Gabre. Wube, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me up. Appreciate it.
Got a good ball game to start your career here in the booth.
Yeah, great weather, too. Couldn't ask for a better day.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good matchup tonight. 1 and 2 teams come in here. Each of them have a story. Let's talk a little bit about the Bethel Bruins.
Well, Bethel started off with a great win against Indian River, went over to Chesapeake and got a great win. Took a couple tough losses. First loss was to they lost to Warwick last week in a tough game, a game they should have won. They were up, and Warwick came back late in the fourth quarter, and they're 1 and 2.
And that other loss was Phoebus Phantoms.
Phoebus was a tough loss as well. Lost it here at Darling Stadium on Labor Day weekend. So.
Well, you and I both had a chance to get out and see Coach Beverly over there at Bethel, and we were real impressed with what he's got going in his second year over there.
Yeah, he's really changing the program around. He has these guys believing in winning with a winning tradition. So I know he's probably hoping that they can do that tonight against a great rival game in Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, I was able to catch up with Coach Beverly early before the ball game. Let's hear what he had to say. All right, I'm with Coach William Beverly of the Bethel Bruins. Coach, good to see you again. Your second full year with the team.
Good to see you too, yes sir.
What do we expect to see out of the Bethel Bruins tonight?
Well, we're looking to have a great game tonight. We talked about this all week. We couldn't wait for a Friday night. We couldn't wait for this night to get here so that we could have an opportunity to right some of our wrongs from last week. So we're excited about the opportunity to compete against Kecoughtan. They're a well-coached team. The coach over there does a great job of encouraging his kids, so we know it's going to be a challenge, but we're looking forward to the challenge this evening.
All right, it's the first night on television in the 2016 season. Who should the fans keep an eye on your team?
Yes, sir. Well, and exactly that. We have a great team, and on that team we have a couple kids that do well and stand out. Jeremiah Owusu, who is a senior, plays multiple positions for us. You'll see him in the backfield. You'll see him at the receiver spot. You'll see him on defense. And so he's one of our kids that's a go-to kid. You'll also see Janice Jordan, who is an up-and-coming young man. He has an offer from Virginia Tech, and he's really embraced that and embraced the leadership piece. So you'll see him on offense and defense as well, along with our quarterback, who I think has really done well this year, Navarro Price. We count on his leadership to carry us through the season.
Very good. And what do you expect out of the Kecoughtan Warriors tonight?
Wow, we expect offense of, different formations. I think we counted maybe 7 or 8 different formations they lined up in doing film study. We know that Coach Cooley has a background as a coordinator over at Phoebus High School, and he does a great job with putting his kids in the right situations and spacing and that type of thing. So we're going to go ahead and just try to apply some pressure, and hopefully we can force them to make some mistakes along the way and capitalize on those.
And you and I talked earlier in the week. You talked about building a program. Do you feel like you're on track?
Yes, sir. One of the things that another thing we talked about this week was being able to compartmentalize. Sometimes when you get in a rut, as we've been in the last 2 weeks, and haven't been able to win games that we feel like we should have had an opportunity to finish, you have to tell the kids to be able to compartmentalize and put that behind you week by week and play week by week. So I feel like we had a great week of practice. Kids were flying around. We had some contact in practice to make sure that we were touching each other up a little bit, and so we feel real good about tonight, and we expect great things.
Well, good luck to you tonight and the opening night on LSC. Good to have you with us.
Yes, sir.
Coach Beverly, Bethel High School.
All right.
Well, here comes the band from Bethel High School. Bethel, the home team tonight. Both teams, of course, green in their school colors, but Kecoughtan Warriors wearing the white tonight make it a little easier on our eyes.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing I was really intrigued by when we talked to Coach Beverly this week was Janice Jordan, the Virginia Tech. He got an offer from Virginia Tech. He plays running back and defensive tackle, but 6'3", 300 pounds, Frank, and he's a load.
And I know Coach Coley over at Kecoughtan High School, he is expecting that load. He's been preparing for it all week. We went over to practice early this week and got a chance to look at that. It looks like the band's going to give us a little rendition here of the national anthem as they line up. I like the khaki and the green there.
I like that look, yeah. I can hear them playing from my house every night. So,
one of the few nights where they can, it's a very comfortable night tonight.
Absolutely.
I mean, the temperature read high 70s. It's probably mid or low 70s now, but very pleasant night to watch football. And
it's football weather. I think the fall's coming in, so it's good weather tonight.
Yeah, we watched the band in the parking lot the other day when we were leaving Bethel High School. Let's see how they sound here on the field.
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
You know, these young men and women practice about as much as the football players. Absolutely. They go back to school early and practice during August as well. And in the heat, we had a hot August, and they were out there.
They start the same time the football team does, so they get a good workout and get ready for the season just like the football team.
You know, the good thing is to see the size of the band these days and see them add members and all these kids involved in music.
Well, Bethel is the biggest enrollment in Hampton, so their numbers might be a little larger than the other 3 schools in the city.
So the Army ROTC tonight is going to present our colors. It's one of those nights you'd sure like to see all the students come out and support their teams. It's such a beautiful night to spend a Friday evening here at Darling Stadium. The stadium looks great.
Yeah, I hope all the students come out and support as well.
Well, the one thing about it, Wu Bei, is that these 4 Hampton schools we expect to see in the playoffs this year, and nice for them to get that garner that fan support they deserve earlier in the season. No, don't wait to the playoffs.
Well, last year we had all 4 teams in, so hopefully this year we'll get the same.
I think we will.
Yeah. Of course, they're all in different divisions now, with Phoebus being in 3A and Hampton being in 5A, along with Kecoughtan and Bethel. So we don't get a chance to play anymore, in the past, the Hampton Phoebus playoff games. But it's still good to see all 4 of the Hampton schools in the playoffs.
Well, it's a little disappointing, I got to say, how we've torn it up.
And there's our intern, Alan.
Yeah, and the Allen Dream
talking
shirt.
To a Steeler fan.
Very happy Steeler fan after the week 1 in NFL.
So he's going to be helping us out tonight.
The Bethel squad and band waiting for the colors, and I think the colors waiting for the band to indicate time to come. Officials already out on the field. Got a good veteran crew tonight.
You see a nice shot of the players coming in.
Here comes the colors now. As the players come in, so do the colors from the east end of the field.
You see the color guard.
Very nice job by the band there.
Great job.
Let's go to the other side of the field as we continue our pregame discussion here. We got to go out to Kecoughtan on Tuesday afternoon and visit with Coach Alonzo Coley and his program, very young.
Very young, yeah.
You were commenting that they lost how many starters that went on to Division I and II football? And
they lost 4 starters that went on to play Division I or Division II football last year, including the quarterback Desmond Savage, who put up a lot of numbers last year at the quarterback position. They lost Jason Fugate, who went on to UNC Charlotte. Tyler Chris, William Mary. I mean, they lost a couple transfers, so he's in a somewhat of a rebuilding mode. Of course, they're not going to say that, but they have a lot of young players that have to step up in bigger roles this year.
Well, he's the veteran of the Peninsula District. We got a chance to talk to him right before the game. Let's hear what he had to say. I'm with Coach Alonzo Coley of Kecoughtan High School's football program. Coach, good to see you again this year. This is, what, your 5th year?
5th year, yes, sir.
Very good. Tell the fans a little bit about what they should expect from the Kecoughtan Warriors tonight.
Well, we're a little young, a little big. We're big up front. We got a couple seniors outside on the receivers. Jonathan Melvin is our quarterback, and Keith Grandy, our starting receiver in the corner. He's been there for a long time, does some great things for us. So we're excited about those 2 guys.
Well, those are 2 familiar names. Anybody new that the fans should keep an eye on tonight?
Avante Williams is getting his first start at receiver. He's a freshman. And a very, very good-looking kid, and we expect some good big things out of him.
Oh, very good. Now, what do you expect out of your opponent tonight?
Man, they're going to be tough, real aggressive, real fast, and moving all over the place. So it should be an exciting game.
Well, I understand they got a little tiny guy running back. You scouted him a little bit?
Oh, yeah, man. We scouted those guys out. I mean, they're a tough team. We're expecting big things out of them, too. All
right. And tell me, how you've been in now at Kecoughtan, you're starting your 5th year. How do you feel about your program's development over the past few years?
Oh, well, we got to go in a good direction. Guys expect to win, every time out, and that's how we kind of like it.
All right, let me go back to Keith Grandy. I've watched Keith Grandy now 3 years into his 4th. Tell the fans a little bit about him and what makes him so difficult to contain on the field.
Oh, he's explosive and real shifty. Plays both sides of the ball. He's a great athlete.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on the success you've enjoyed. Look forward to a great year with you. Right, Coach Alonzo Coley, Kecoughtan High School. Good to hear from Coach Coley. What a great job he's done in the Peninsula District, both as an assistant coach at Phoebus and now at Kecoughtan. He brings a lot of class, that's right, a lot of experience, and just a solid head coach. I tell you, we're very fortunate in Hampton to have 4 such solid head coaches.
I totally agree. Playoff team last year had a first-round upset, and he brings stability to a program that really needs it at the head coach, and he's done a great job at Kecoughtan.
Here come the Bruins in their easy-to-read dark green jersey with their yellow numerals, and the Kecoughtan Warriors in their white with the green numerals tonight, making it a great relief for the 2 of us and for our PA announcer here at the Darling Stadium. We're going to have the coin toss here. Steve Fryer out, our great cameraman, out in the middle of the field getting ready to go here to see this good game. This is the first game 2016. How's it shaping up so far, Wubei, in your opinion, the Peninsula District?
Well, I mean, with Bethel at 1-2, it's somewhat of a surprise. You didn't expect them to be 1-2, but it's the Peninsula District. Everybody kind of beats each other up during the season. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see how good Kecoughtan really is. A big win last week, but the surprising loss was the 49-0 game against Gloucester, which really shocked a lot of people. So we'll see what happens tonight, and we'll see where the teams stand.
Well, one thing Coach Coley reminded both of us how young they are. The quarterback is new in that position, and I think he may have come up kind of surprising when he steps on the field up in Gloucester, which is always a tough place to play regardless of the quality of the team, and they've got a good one up there this year.
And he said once the lights cut on and the ball was kicked, the quarterback froze up. He's only a sophomore. It's his first varsity start, so he's had a couple games to kind of get his feet wet, so we'll see what he does tonight.
And a marvelous game last week for that quarterback.
Jonathan Melvin.
Yep, a very good game last week against Denby High School. All right, back to the coin toss now.
You see the starters for Bethel and the starters for Kecoughtan. Sorry, the captains.
Bethel, you won the toss and you elected to receive at this end, correct? And you will be defending that goal. Gentlemen, you will turn your back around to the goal you are defending.
Bethel has chosen to receive, Frank.
Well, they want to get off
Bethel
to a good start.
won the toss. We'll be receiving at this end.
So Bethel's gonna get the ball first tonight. barring some craziness on the kickoff, of course.
That's right. And we've seen that happen.
Well, we get to see Janias Jordan right off the bat. We get to see the quarterback, Navarro Price. Coach Beverly very high on his quarterback.
Yeah, if you remember last year, there was somewhat of a quarterback shuffle with the 3 quarterbacks, and they finally went with T.C. Chisley, who is now at Hampton University as a quarterback. He was a receiver, and they converted him to a quarterback. So now this is Price's job all to himself as a senior.
So the Bruins come out to receive. The Warriors come out to kick. And we'll be underway here on what is just a glorious night for football. The sky's starting to clear off a little bit. We had some overcast skies during the afternoon, but we'll see plenty of stars tonight above Darling Stadium.
Reese Robinson's going to kick off for Kecoughtan. Deep back for Bethel is number 7, Mondo Walker, and number 36, Justin Davis.
Walker's got a little bit of heritage in Bethel High School, does he not?
A few Walkers have come through the Bethel program. Ricky Walker, of course, is at Virginia Tech, and Rio played at
UVA?
The University of Virginia.
And say that right, the University of Virginia.
University.
This is Robinson.
There's a little onside kick, and it is recovered by, looks like Bethel recovered it. And just what we were talking about before the kickoff, Frank, you just never know what they're going to do in the kickoff.
I'm not sure that wasn't an unintentional onside kick, but if he can do that again, that's pretty almost worked there for the Warriors.
Number 3, Zuri Godfrey recovered it for Bethel. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
Well, you'll be able to pick up number 27, Jordan, the running back. He's just bigger than everybody else. He's not even out there to start, is he?
No, they're going to. Nope, I don't see him. Price is in the shotgun with Keyshawn Storm as Godfrey goes in motion, and a flag, Frank, to start the game. First play from scrimmage.
You know, these teams have suffered numerous penalties
Prior to the snap.
over the past couple
Full
of weeks.
starts. Offense. 5 yard. Replay. First down.
He's just starting offense for the Bethel High School. DeVar Price at quarterback. Janias Jordan, the running back. Jeremiah Wusu at 1 wide receiver. Mondo Walker at the other. Demario Sims at the tight end. In the line, the other running back, Zuri Godfrey. Then Moorhead Luckett will go here as we watch the pass. And it's picked off.
Picked off by number 1 for Kecoughtan.
That's Zeke Jones with the interception.
It looked like it was deflected. The pass was intended for Jeremiah Wusu.
A little bit underthrown, though, wasn't it?
Underthrown, and it was tipped. And Zeke Jones recovers on the interception.
I gotta watch that again because a lot of contact between receiver and defender, and then of course, Jones comes along and benefits from that. See Price. Throws a good ball.
It was a lot of contact.
Yep, the two of them seemed to, I think, number 32, Najee Etheridge, stopped, and the receiver backed into him. So no call, first down and 10 for the Warriors.
Just like that, Kecoughtan has the ball. The sophomore quarterback, Justin Melvin, is in the shotgun.
Well, that's a good start for Jonathan Melvin as he's up over the 50-yard line. We're playing quarterback run there.
And they again, he's a big
It's
quarterback.
Kecoughtan offense. Jonathan Melvin at quarterback. Andre Kemp at 1 running back. Nathan Persinger at the other. Skylar Wilson, the tight end. Keith Grandy, Najee Etheridge, the wide receivers. In the line, Mitchell, Hubbard, Thompson, Harris, and Thomas. A couple of guys subbing in tonight with a couple injuries to the Warrior line.
Yeah. Coach Cooley talked about 2 big injuries on that line. Avery Singleton in the backfield. Kecoughtan trying to jump Bethel off sides. And then there's a whistle.
I was mentioning the penalties in the 2 Peninsula District games that these teams have played.
Prior to the snap.
Kecoughtan has been penalized
Offense.
138 yards
5 yard
coming in
penalty.
tonight. Bethel penalized
Replay.
140
Second
yards
down.
tonight. It's a Bethel defense. Jeremiah Wusu, who doesn't leave the field for any reason at all for Bethel. Elijah Moorhead, the D-line, and Janias Jordan, a 300-pounder at the other end. Daniel Allen, Miles Barrett, Marquis Spencer on the line. The linebacker, Jordan Hill. and Javian Holmes-Reed. Markel Holloman, it's free safety Dwayne Hudson at defensive back along with Mondo Walker.
It's interesting to see that Janias Jordan did not start on offense. He's only defensive line now, though, but we didn't see him on offense as Kecoughtan has the ball. After the delay of game penalty, Jonathan Melvin back at quarterback. Hands off to number 2, Avery Singleton, 5'9", 180-pound junior.
Well, kind of surprised there in Wube that Singleton getting a few carries here up ahead of the guys that we anticipated at least.
Didn't hear much about him during the week here.
Like we didn't see Jordan in the backfield for Bethel. Coach probably hiding a little bit of what they're going to do.
3rd and 7 from their own 47-yard line. 10:25 left in the first quarter.
Nice size line for the Warriors. One man under 255 pounds out of those 5.
Little confusion as Etheridge goes in motion. Another flag. As it looks like another delay of game penalty.
Prior to the snap. Delay of game. Offense.
Kecoughtan
5
going the
yard
wrong
penalty.
way here.
Replay.
We're
Third down.
third and about 13 now.
Well, Coach Cooley talked about how young their team was, and this is a prime example of what happens when you have a young team.
It's a game official night. Sergio Jimenez, the referee, the umpire Sean Judge, Ed McErlin at the head linesman, Jermaine Ball, Greg Moore, Ryan White, Patrick Mills, and Herman Drone filling. The crew, Herman up here with us in the booth doing the time.
Looks like Kecoughtan calls a timeout.
Kecoughtan.
A little confusion on their first offensive possession here after the big turnover.
Coach Coley out looking good tonight with a white shirt and tie and keeping up with us. And but he's coming out to, I'm sure he's asking politely what's going on out there with him and trying to encourage his team to get the snap off and get moving.
Well, he got the turnover, the big turnover, and just has a young, like I said, has a young quarterback and a young offense. So this timeout might have been what they needed right now.
Here they come. The Warriors, they're very young. Grandy, probably the veteran that most people would know that watch LSC. Keith Grandy's been a major part of Kecoughtan's success over the past 3 years.
Yeah, 3-year starter.
Highly sought after young man for college football and for good reason. He's to the left there, the quarterback. Melvin.
He's going back to pass, and he's sacked.
Yeah, nothing from Melvin there.
Well, the host of Bethel Bruins tackle him on the sack there.
Surprised it, and again, Jonathan Melvin, new to that position, young quarterback, and it's going to take him a while to develop some confidence, in particular, to throw the ball where he thinks Keith Grandy might be.
Well, speaking of Grandy, he's gonna punt tonight for Kecoughtan, and back deep for Bethel's number 36, Justin Davis.
So 4th and 16. Punt.
Good punt. Davis gets it at the 33. Oh, he's going the wrong way here, and he broke a couple tackles, but he's finally taken down by number 2, Avery Singleton, who is doing on the special teams as well.
So Singleton with a good tackle there to preserve the losses they picked up on the punt. And Bethel's going to get it 1st and 10 from, 21-yard line.
So let's see what they can do on offense this time after I wouldn't say a poor decision, but something they probably, you don't see much. Bethel always establishes a run first, and pretty interesting to see they threw in the first down.
Yeah, something that proved to be not the wise decision.
Price in the shotgun. He's off to number 26.
Sean Storm, the junior, 5'11", 180-pounder. Here's the Kecoughtan defense. Marshall, Harris, Thompson, and Hubbard up front. Wilson, Persinger, Nixon, and Newsom, the linebackers. The defensive backs, Grandy and Etheridge. Cornerback Tucker, and kicker and punter tonight for Kecoughtan. We're actually the kicker, because we've seen Grandy punt, is Reese Robinson, the kicker.
And Bethel substitutes so much. They have so many different players that come in on offense at receiver and tight end and running back.
Yeah, number 68, Jomel Dennis, 5'9", 270 guard out there. He can push some people around.
Price back to pass. He's pressured, gets out of it, runs near side, 20, 25, and he's tackled by number 25, for Kecoughtan, and that
That's
is
Torrey
Torrey
Newsom,
another
yeah.
young player. He's a sophomore, so they have a lot of young guys on offense and defense, Frank.
Coley's going to go with his, he's got his veterans where he's got them, and the rest he's going to have to depend on the young folks.
What you see on the replay here is, see how Navarro Price got away from that sack, Frank, and got a few yards out of it.
Nice tackle by the sophomore there.
33 on the 28-yard line. As you see Jordan in the backfield with Zuri Godfrey, as I guess you can call him the fullback.
Yep, even though he's the smaller of the two, he's the fullback.
Got the Kecoughtan transfer Isaiah Sellers on the far side. And a penalty flag.
It looks like delay on the Bruins.
Prior to the snap. Delay of
What do
game.
you think, Frank? No rhythm in this first quarter.
5-yard penalty.
Neither side yet.
Replay. Third down.
But now we see Coach Beverly go with his big running back. And this should be quite entertaining unless you're a lineman for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
6'3", 300-pound running back to be exact.
As Jordan, a senior, plays practically wherever he wants to play.
Yeah, they have him listed as a tight end, but you see he plays everywhere else. Price under center now. Goes back to pass. He's pressured. Rolls out near side. Pass is thrown in. It is caught by number 9, Jeremiah Wusu at midfield. Great catch by Jeremiah Wusu.
Decent coverage out there by Najee Etheridge, but Owusu is probably one of the more talented athletes on the field. We've watched him, as I mentioned to Coach the other night. I think Owusu's been at Bethel High School about 12 years.
Seems like it.
He and his brother, both very talented athletes. Reached
Nice
up. That's a
catch.
very nice catch.
Came down with his Bible, too.
So good coverage by Etheridge, but couldn't stop Owusu from pulling in the pass. First down and 10 on the 49 of the Bruins. First down of the game.
Price under center again. Godfrey and Jordan are in the backfield. Owusu near side, Mondo Walker far side. Hands off to Jordan. Oh, gets about 5 yards out of it.
That's 5 yards after he got hit. He just pushed his own guys out of the way as well as the Warriors and is able to stretch that out. Picked up 6 on the carry, 2nd and 4.
He has a couple offers from Hampton University and Virginia Tech.
And he's going to come off a minute, probably get something to eat, go back. That's what he can do right there. 5 yards a carry. He's going to be a very valuable component of the Bruins as they progress towards the playoffs.
As he comes out, and Keyshawn Storm comes in the backfield again with Godfrey in front of him. To toss to Storm. It's a flag down. In the backfield might be a hold or
by hold in the corner. Grandy got by and had to come on the inside. I think the hold was on the guy that was blocking Grandy because he came in and missed the running back. The flag followed him into the hole there. It is a hold.
Hold on, Bethel. That'll bring him back.
Grandy, in addition to being an offensive threat for the Warriors, a very good defender. At that time, he was able to free himself up in the hold and slip through, but he was too far in.
5'9", 180 is Grandy, senior.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay. 2nd down.
Also plays on the basketball team.
Coach Beverly has Jordan on his right side here, talking to him about what he needs from him.
All right, so it's moved back after the penalty. Now you have
2nd and 12.
Price in the shotgun. Fakes the Storm, goes out the pass. He's pressured and he is brought down.
That's Persinger on the tackle, Nathan Persinger.
Another sophomore, 5'11", 215.
And a good play as he followed him along in the backfield and was able to track him down from behind. Maybe picked up a half a yard on that, 3rd and 11.
Kecoughtan getting a lot of pressure on Price as he goes back to pass. 3rd and 11 at the 48-yard line. Gorgeous night here at Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia.
We're getting prettier as we go here in the game. Sun sets.
Trips near side, Owusu, Sellers, and Mondo Walker. And the shotgun is Price. Pass is incomplete, intended for Isaiah Sellers, but there's a flag down. Looks like it might be a roughing the passer, but we'll see what the referees call.
Nico Thompson looked like he was on top of the quarterback right as he released. Flags moved up. Shot block.
Shot block against Bethel.
And with the incomplete pass, we'll probably see that. I would think they'd decline it, but see what the call is from Coach Coley.
A lot of penalties, Frank.
Well, still early in the season. A lot of hand signals. I don't know what the.
Blocking below the waist.
There you go. Block below waist.
Offense. Penalty will be refused.
That's what I thought.
Result of play, fourth down.
So the Bruins aren't able to capitalize on the first down of the game. They're going to have to.
After that great catch by Owusu, they had a nice drive, and it was stalled by penalties. As Isaiah Sellers goes back to punt, Keith Grandy is back for Kecoughtan to receive the punt. Kecoughtan showing pressure on this punt here. High snap. Sellers grabs it. Has to get away from a couple defenders, and he gets the punt off. Lands at the 20 and goes out of bounds close to the 15-yard line.
Well, Granny thought about a couple different options there, but he probably did the smart one. Let it go out of bounds and get a good start for his team.
And that's the advantage of having an athlete as your punter, Frank. Sellers got away from pressure and still got the punt off. And got a decent punt off, and Kecoughtan wasn't able to return it.
It's funny, we were talking with Coach Beverly, I believe, about the snapping, about the need and the real need of his program to have a good, clean snap.
Very important. Special teams are part of the game. Have to have a great special teams. Speaking of special teams, there's our kicker for the Bethel Bruins.
Vashiakopoulos, John Vashiakopoulos. We'll see him tonight.
Kecoughtan back on offense. Shotgun again. Melvin. Pass out to Grandy. Incomplete.
Very close to being a lateral, though. A little too close to let that ball roll away. We're on a bad angle here to see just how far in front of the line there the pass was.
Looks like Melvin rushed that throw a little bit. He had more time than I guess he thought he did. But I guess he's trying to get the ball into their playmaker, and that's Keith Grandy, the best way they can. Second and 10 at the 15. 5:25 left in the first quarter here at Darling Stadium. 0-0 the game. As Melvin directs traffic, Grandy coming back near side. Melvin in shotgun. Fakes the pitch, fakes the handoff, and takes it himself for a quarterback keeper.
Good play, not much to work with there. He picked up about 4 yards. Be 3rd and 6 for the Warriors.
Janias Jordan on the tackle as he comes out after a couple plays.
He takes up a lot of room on the line, and that time Melvin slipped by him. He was able to reach out with a big paw and pull him down.
Gain of 4, so it's 3rd and 6 now for Kecoughtan at the 19-yard line. Melvin again in shotgun. Trips far side.
5 men rushing for the Bruins.
Melvin, pass. Persinger with the catch, but he looks like he's going to be short as a host of Bethel Bruins are in on the tackle.
Yeah, that's the old 4-yard pass when you needed 6. Good defense by the Bruins to stop him where he caught the ball. 4th and 2. Punter comes back out for the Warriors. They're still looking for their first down.
Justin Davis is back deep for Bethel at the 40. It's Keith Grandy will once again punt for Kecoughtan.
Speaking of athletes, you think he's going to punt. Let's see what he does.
Gets the punt off. Gets the punt off as Davis is waving off everybody to clear out of the way so it can bounce and roll. And it's down by Kecoughtan. Number 32, Najee Edridge for Kecoughtan downs it.
About a 33-yard punt by Grandy, which, given that he certainly has not been a punter up until this year, so good job by him to get the ball out of there.
True athlete. Just ask him to do something and they'll get in there and do it.
We had a good experience this week of getting out to the practices and seeing seeing what it's like in those dusty fields behind the high schools. And it is such a different experience to come out on a Friday night with the lights and the green grass and the fans in the stands. You can understand how some of these young teams, particularly Kecoughtan, are taking some time to adjust to that.
It's a difference when the lights come on. In practice is one thing, but when the Friday night lights cut on, it's a different ball game.
1st and 10 for the Bruins from their 44.
Price under center. Looks like it's a pitch to Jeremiah Wusu. He gets a couple blocks. He's at the 45, in the 40. Good run by Jeremiah Wusu with some key blocks on the near side.
Finally brought down out there by John Tucker for the Warriors. Good run by Wusu. We anticipate they're going to try to get it to Wusu any way they can, and if they got to pitch it to him, they'll do it. Showing his athleticism there.
Can use him so many ways, Frank. So many ways they can use him all over the field.
Samaj Harrison on the tackle, too. Good team effort to stop Wusu on that good run.
1st and 10 at the 40 for Bethel. There's Jordan in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Looks like he bobbled a little bit, but regained it. And he is tackled after a gain of 5.
Well, he picks up about 3 yards simply by falling down.
That's right.
So a good team tackle. You probably can't call out one Warrior on the tackle these days with that young man running the ball. Give you an idea of the size compared to the other players.
You see the bobble as well, and he regained it and still got 5 yards out of it. He's 2nd and 5.
That's
at the 35.
2 carries, 11 yards for Jordan, which is far fewer carries than I thought he'd have this time of the game. So Coach Beverly trying to mix things up. He knew that Kecoughtan would be waiting for Jordan. Now he's got him back again in the backfield.
There's the lone setback behind Navarro Price, the senior quarterback. Fake pitch, hands off to Zuri Godfrey, who gets a block near side by Jeremiah Wusu, and he's tackled after a gain of 7. That should be enough for a Kecoughtan 1st down.
Real good play that time by the Bruins. They froze a couple of the Warrior defenders on that fake pitch, and they have to respect Jordan in the backfield.
Karan Nixon on the tackle for Kecoughtan.
That's a name we've heard before. Nixon played very well for the Warriors last year.
That's right.
He's a running back. So Jordan's still in the backfield. In front of him,
Zuri Godfrey's in front of him. Price under center. And it's Jordan again. And there he is again, getting 5 yards a carry. If you get 5 yards a carry, you just give it to him every time.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage that time, and a good tackle, but big man.
Oh.
And he may have landed on his teammate. See who's down. I hope it's nothing serious.
Can't get a number on that. I think that's what happened, Frank. I think when he landed forward on his leg. But I don't want to.
Those linemen, I know it's the worst part of being the offensive lineman. That's why so many of them wear the knee braces in college, because they get fallen on from behind.
As soon as we get a number, we'll see who that is.
A lot of training, a lot of practice goes into how they fall forward. You'll see them in the pros where they'll immediately when they get hit, they fall forward to save those knees. We hope this is just a cramp. Well, we got an exciting lineup of games. We're up here the next few weeks, Friday nights, and then we end up with a Saturday afternoon game, Hampton Phoebus.
The classic Hampton Phoebus. Looks like it's number 68, Jamel Dennis. He's a 5'9", 270-pound junior, and he's actually the center, so that could be a challenge for Bethel. You know how that center to quarterback exchange is really important.
He's not putting any weight on it, sadly, so let's hope he's okay. I don't like the look of that.
Looks like Jackson Griffith, the freshman, Frank, is going to take over at center for Bethel.
56. Yeah, now he's Coach Beverly very high on Griffith.
Price fake handed off to Jordan, rolls out, looks for Jeremiah Owusu, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play, as Owusu wants the flag, wants the ball higher as well.
Kecoughtan's Najee Etheridge, who's had the daunting task of covering Owusu, and he's decided he's just going to blanket him. And this time it's successful. He doesn't get the flag call. You see him right out of the corner of the screen. He doesn't see the ball coming. He's just reading Owusu That's not a bad defensive play there. No flag call and keeps Owusu's hands off the football.
I think Owusu wanted the ball a little higher, but it was a good defense on that play by Kecoughtan. 3rd and 5 from the 22, 1:50 left in the first quarter. Price under center. He bobbles the snap and then pitches it to Jordan. Jordan runs, and he is tackled after a gain of, looks like about 15 yards on that.
That's a great tackle by Zeke Jones. Jones, number 1 for the Warriors, 6'2", 180, just threw himself into between the legs of the 300-pounder and was able to bring him down after he built up a head of steam.
We've seen a couple bobbled snaps, Frank, by Bethel, and as you see here, Price bobbled the snap and just pitched it to Jordan, and Jordan did the rest with some help with his offensive lineman.
Yeah, John Tucker in on that tackle to slow him just enough so Jones could stick his head in there and try to bring him down, in which he did. First down and 10 from, looks like, the 12-yard line for the Bruins.
Price under center, Godfrey in motion. Price looking that way, and he is incomplete.
What a great defensive play by the Warriors, number 2, Avery Singleton. What a nice play by Singleton to break up a pass.
And he had Sellers wide open in the end zone. Singleton got over there to make the stop.
See him here. Price throws a great ball. Look at that. And just gets his fingertips on it.
Great play.
You know, I was watching the exchange that time with Griffiths, the, would you say, freshman, right, at center.
Yeah, they're really high on him.
They are, and 6'1", 230-pounder, but it's going to be up to Price to be a little patient as well.
Absolutely. Jordan back in the backfield. Again, Godfrey in front of him. Price goes under center. Owusu is in motion, far side. Hand off to Jordan, and he is stopped.
What a tackle. Can't see who's on the feet, but it was, I'm keeping my eye out there. It looked like number, was it 66? Was it Jordan Gilroy? I know. Chandler Perry, maybe.
Like 55.
No, maybe George Mitchell. That was it. It was hard to see the number there because Jordan takes up so much space.
Another sophomore.
But whoever it was had him right by the feet. It's the only way to bring him down.
There was no gain on that play. 3rd and 10 from the 12. Jordan again in the backfield with Davis in front of him. Davis in motion.
Looking at Owusu in the corner. He's
wide open. Touchdown Bethel. Jeremiah Owusu from Navarro Price.
That time the defense of Najee Etheridge stopped at about the 5-yard line. Owusu went on into the end zone, and the safety didn't come over the top.
And Bethel doing a lot of motion to confuse Kecoughtan, and Owusu slipped out of that backfield and got a touchdown.
Here's John Vashiakopoulos to kick the extra point for the Bethel Bruins. Left footing.
It's good.
Footer puts it through. Well, Bethel's on the board first after a decent drive there. And some good passing by Navarro Price.
Yeah, the senior has a lot of weapons on offense, mainly Jeremiah Owusu on that drive. Caught the touchdown pass as we see the replay here. You see Davis goes in motion. Jordan with some help in the backfield, and Owusu is wide open in the end zone. Zeke Jones on the coverage.
Yeah, well, it was Etheridge there for a while, and then I guess Jones was supposed to slip over the top and didn't get there in time. It's going to be no surprise of where Price is want to throw that ball.
And why shouldn't he look for Owusu? He's one of the best players in the state of Virginia this year.
Yeah, we'll see if Coach Coley will adjust. So 7-0 Bethel here with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vashiakopoulos is going to kick off for the Bethel Bruins. John, quite the score for the Bruins.
Soccer player as well for the Bruins soccer team.
6'1", 260-pound kicker.
Wow.
Name of that kicker that went out and played for the Oakland Raiders.
Janikowski,
Janikowski,
that's right.
One of the highest picks of a kicker ever, and he played about 15 years for the Raiders. Yeah. The left footer is going to kick it off here to the Warriors. 7-0 Bruins.
A little pooch kick.
They better figure out what to do with it, and they do.
For Kecoughtan.
Yeah, John Tucker.
Recovers the pooch kick. 7-0 Bethel. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Frank, what does Kecoughtan need to do to get some momentum back on their side and possibly get some points on the scoreboard?
Well, I'd like to see them run the ball a little bit. Let's see if they can maybe use Grandy in the backfield or pitch it to Grandy, and like we saw Bethel do with Owusu, get the ball to Grandy any way you can and try to open up the Bethel defense. Right now they're crowding in the middle. They got 5 men rushing.
Ball on the 36-yard line of Kecoughtan. John Melvin still at quarterback. Avery Singleton in the backfield. Grandy and Wilson, far side and receiver. Melvin goes back to pass. Oh, he fumbles the ball, and it looks like it's recovered by Bethel.
And Marquise Spencer had his hand in there and was able to pull the arm off the ball. See if Melvin got it back. It looks, the signs are, Persinger at least, it helps up his opponent.
Bethel has recovered, Frank.
Well, if we can replay that, you'll see, I believe, it's Marquise Spencer that pulls the arm right off the ball. Let's see, here he is on the outside. See him pull it right there.
Yes, right. And he actually recovered it as well.
Yep. After quite a tussle underneath there.
So great defensive play by Bethel. They get the ball back at the 31-yard line of Kecoughtan. 23 seconds left in the first quarter.
Tough break for the Warriors, but real good development for the Bruins. They've finally started getting the offense moving.
And Griffin is still back. He's back in at center for Bethel.
Jordan looks like the guy that, you know, the all-time quarterback when you have the adult playing with the kids. Look
Price
at him in
under
the back.
center. Goes back to pass. Looks for his favorite target, Jeremiah Owusu. Gets a good block from Sellers. He cuts him in between 2 defenders. And Zeke Jones with the tackle. But not before Jeremiah Owusu got a big gain.
Saved the touchdown. A good block to free up Owusu. It's really no surprise what Bethel's trying to do. They don't give the ball to Jordan. He's going to block. You see he blocks the left side. And to throw this, a nice block right there.
By Isaiah Sellers. And Owusu tried to split. Zeke Jones had a touchdown-saving tackle.
So 1st and 10 for the Bruins from the 7, and that's going to be the quarter.
It's like end of the first quarter, a 7-0 Bethel here on this Friday night at Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia.
We'll be with you in the booth now. We've got at least one new face outside tonight. Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers doing the cameras up top here on the field. Steve Fryer, the veteran, down there with our intern, Alan Beaver. Replays done by Krista Campbell. The graphics by Matt Buckwalter, my nephew there. Randy Bagoli on audio. Camera control, Renee Camden. And our director, of course,
the man himself,
Andy Foley.
Well, Frank, first quarter in the books. Bethel got on the scoreboard looking to get more points in the second quarter.
Well, Ruby, I was a little surprised at how each team came out on offense. But I think Bethel settled down on that third drive and was able to start doing things they do. And you can see between Owusu and Jordan, it's going to be a tough night for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, Bethel's getting the ball in their playmakers, and that's Owusu, Jordan, Sellers. Those guys can make plays, so Kecoughtan has to do a great job of trying to defend that. And on offense, they've got to get something going on offense as well.
Well, you know, Coach Coley, he's got plenty up his sleeve, so and he hasn't shown those 7 to 9 different looks that Coach Beverly always mentioned to us both Tuesday and tonight.
That's right.
He's a little fearful of that, and I don't blame him. But here, Bethel showing the lineup as they've used most of the first quarter, going the other way.
Kecoughtan showing blitz. Price under center. Long count. It's a pitch to Justin. That's 26.
That's
for Bethel.
Keshawn
Storm, the junior.
Yep.
Little confusion on Bethel on that offensive play there, Frank.
Well, again, there seems to be some hesitation, but we're 2 new quarterbacks, and we're in game 4. So let's see. And I imagine we'll see a lot more. We'll see more smoother exchange from the center to the quarterback as we go, and especially with the freshman center.
And Price is a senior, but this is his first year with the actual starting job.
It's a good view there of the center and quarterback exchange, and there's Jordan
with the catch and the handoff and touchdown Bethel.
No, that's
Nice
tough.
Jordan.
Kecoughtan,
Rumbling,
number
stumbling
20.
into the end zone.
John Tucker paid the price on that one. He had him by the leg, and he went for a ride. Hung on as long as he could. Jordan with the touchdown. Bethel moves up by 6 more. 13-0 now Bruins. John Vasiokopoulos looking to make it 14.
Nothing you can do on that one if you're Kecoughtan. Just lower your head and try to make a tackle. 6'3", 300-pound senior, Janice Jordan.
Kick is good by Vasiokopoulos. And it's 14-0 Bruins. Very quickly, the turnover costly for the Warriors.
Turnovers will really make it difficult. You can't turn the ball over. That's one thing you cannot do in sports is turn the ball over.
Here's a play again.
Especially in your own territory.
Tucker gets a hold of him right there. And that's gets walked through. Not much you can do about that. Big man got the head of steam up. What's the X-Man that wears the helmet that Juggernaut?
Yeah.
The one that you can't stop if he gets going? Well, that's what Janice Jordan reminds me of, the Juggernaut.
Right.
Well, Kecoughtan's got its hands full now. They're down 2 touchdowns. We're here early in the second quarter. Plenty of time left. We watched Vasiokopoulos kick it at 15 yards the last time he kicked off. Whether intentional or not, let's see what he does here. He'll probably kick it away, I would think. Randy back deep.
Now, Kecoughtan has to get the ball into Keith Grandy's hands somehow. He's the playmaker for Kecoughtan, the senior. We've got to find ways to get him the ball. And
they kick it right to Grandy.
Grandy gets it at the 18-yard line. Couple blocks. Goes up to the 40. He has room. He gets out and he is gone. Number 12. Bethel is trying to catch him. And just what we talked about, Frank, momentum and getting the ball into your playmaker's hands was Keith Grandy.
Markel Holloman runs him down, but not after a heck of a return, about a 60-yard return by Keith Grandy. And we said, get the ball in his hands. Got a flag
on the play. I'm not sure Coach Beverly wanted them to kick it to Grandy, but
let's see what this. He kicked it right to him, didn't he? Could have passed it to him.
Let's see what the flag is. Oh.
Personal foul.
Personal foul on Kecoughtan.
And not what's even worse is it's on the 32 of Bethel, not down where the tackle was made.
Yeah, it's going to come back.
Well, that hurts, but a little spark there provided by Keith Grandy for the Warrior offense. They at least start on the Bruins side of the 50-yard line. Here's the call on the penalty.
Personal foul on the receiving team. 15 yards from the spot of foul.
Not sure what the foul was, but it was personal.
Yeah. If it's personal.
So as opposed to a public foul, it was personal. Somebody took it personally out there, and it's 15 yards. That's a big play. However, Kecoughtan with his best starting position of the night so far, and they come to the line.
They're at the Bethel 47. Jonathan Melvin in the shotgun.
See if Melvin just starts to sling it a little bit here.
Grandy and Nixon near side.
Man coverage.
Quarterback keeper by Melvin.
Right behind his center.
Tackle made by number 27. We're going to hear that name a lot, and that's Jordan.
George Mitchell's the center. Mitchell, 5'9", 255-pounder.
Again, Kecoughtan has good size, and they're young. So we're going to be hearing these names that we're calling out tonight, Frank, for a couple years.
You got 2 10th graders on the line. Number 55, George Mitchell. 53, Terrence Hubbard. And 2 juniors, Nico Thompson, 77, and Quentin Thomas, number 73, and the senior, Samaj Harris, 6'3", 295-pounder, wearing number 75.
And Kecoughtan also has 2 starters out tonight with injuries. Kecoughtan at the Bethel 43, 2nd and 6. Melvin keeps.
He's staying right behind his center. He had plenty of yards before they picked him up and carried him backwards up to the 40.
Jordan again in the tackle with a host of other Bruins.
3.5 yards of carry on the quarterback keeper. 3rd down now and 3 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Play comes in through the receiver, Andre Kemp.
Melvin in shotgun. 3rd and 3 from the Bethel 40. He has Singleton in the backfield. Looking to pass. Pass is complete to Grandy. Number 4, the senior.
I'm not sure what hit him first, the defensive back or the ball. I think it was the defensive back, but Grandy's still able to haul in the pass and pick up the first down for the Warriors, I recall. 1st and 10 for Kecoughtan on the 35. Here's the play here. You'll see Grandy, had the arm wrapped around him already.
That was number 2, Kemonte White.
And as many flags as we've seen tonight, I'm surprised we didn't see one there.
5'7", 145 senior for Bethel. Melvin again in the shotgun.
2 plays from Grandy. You were right. We were talking about getting the ball to Keith Grandy. Timeout call, it looks like, by Coach Coley at Kecoughtan.
Timeout. Kecoughtan.
He's going to be sure he gets it right. Why save your timeouts? No reason to.
Can't take him home with you.
And he needs a touchdown on this drive.
And we just, like we alluded to earlier, Frank, Keith Grandy is getting involved in the offense, special teams, and defense in this game. You have to get your playmakers involved early and often.
Well, we watched Bethel. They got Beverly, Coach Beverly got Owusu involved by doing the pitch. If you remember, he came in as a tailback and took a pitch, and that seemed to start their offense. So Coach Coley out, and he's going to rely on Grandy to get his offense going. 2 big plays by Keith Grandy, putting the ball where it is.
The kickoff and the
reception. Because as close as that defensive back playing, you and I would have been on the ground probably before that ball would have got to us. Grandy able to keep his position and make his catch. He comes to the near side.
Number 7, Karan Nixon's in the backfield.
And Tucker Jr. on the far.
And it's
that up there? Was that Nixon?
It's Karan Nixon with the handoff.
Nixon can pick up some big yards for this Warrior team. He was a good running back. Mix it up a little bit.
Just didn't get a lot of carries last year because of Jayceon Fugate and a few others, so he's getting his time this year.
But as I recall, I think we broadcast one game where Nixon had a really big night for the Warriors.
I think it was against Bethel, as a matter of fact.
2nd and 8 for Kecoughtan. Up comes the center, Mitchell.
Now they have Grandy in the backfield. Trips near side. Actually, it's a
direct snap.
Melvin's at receiver, and it's going to be a false start.
Penalty, yeah. By my count, 30 yards and penalties on the Warriors so far, and we're in the 2nd quarter.
As you see again, Grandy in the backfield
Mark
for the direct snap.
False start. Offense. 5 yards from previous spot. Replay.
He's going to go over and
Second
explain
down.
that to the coach and get another play. There's a shot of the fans. Good crowd here tonight. You and I both like to see everybody here.
I wish.
And this is the night to be here in this weather.
Well, we'll take what we have. It's a nice crowd, like you
said.
Yeah,
very nice crowd. Good competition, good rivalry between these 2 schools. The 2nd and 3rd high schools built in Hampton, yeah.
Grandy, direct snap, goes far side and fakes, goes up the middle, couple good blocks.
And you can see right there what an athlete he is. Good turn a couple times to pick up a few extra yards, take the ball right up to the 26-yard line for Kecoughtan.
Tackle made by Holloman and Allen for Bethel. And you can just see the promise that Grandy has when he has the ball in his hands.
Yeah, some college can be very lucky to get him.
There it is, the direct snap. Looks like he's going to go far side, then cut middle.
Reminds me a little bit of is it Julian Edelman at the Patriots?
New England, yeah.
Wes Welker before him, the guys that can catch the ball and pick up 8 yards most any time.
Melvin back in shotgun.
3rd and 1.
Fakes the handoff, keeps up the middle, and he is brought down. Looks like by number
22, I believe, for the Bruins, wasn't it? Hard to see. Right there.
Like Mondo Walker was in on that one.
Good read by Melvin that time. That was a read, and he saw the hole and able to pick up the 1st down.
1st and 10, Kecoughtan at the Bethel 21-yard line. 7:28 left in the 2nd quarter. Nixon again in the backfield. Shotgun for Melvin. Persinger near side.
Everybody else left.
Melvin back to pass. He has a guy open, and it's picked off by is that number 1?
No, it's
Oh, and his missed tackle, and he's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Bethel. That is Dwayne Hudson.
It is Dwayne Hudson.
5'9", 165, Bethel cornerback.
You know, another guy that played running back for them.
Sure did.
In the past, and very good. But that time I was watching Grandy on his route, and the ball was thrown to the spot. And Grandy was 5 yards behind where the ball went. So somehow they didn't agree on where the spot was. But the pass was where it was, and it wasn't where the receiver was.
And that's not a good thing when that happens.
Hudson, who we've seen, again, I recall seeing Hudson have a good night here early in the season last year as a running back. Vashikopoulos out again. We've seen a lot of John Vashikopoulos tonight. So
Hudson's going to hold.
a good hold by Hudson. He's able to corral that snap. So the Bruins put 3 touchdowns on the board in a matter of about 8 minutes.
Here's the replay.
Watch, and you see Grandy turns and the pass is just a little bit underthrown. He had him open if he had waited just a second. And the missed tackle here by Melvin allows Hudson to go all the way back. Big return by the young man, the senior now. It's hard to believe we've seen these guys so many years, but he's finally a senior. 21-0 Bethel Bruins, 6 minutes, 56 seconds to go here. Second quarter from Darling Stadium. In what is a fast-moving game.
Yeah. Started slow, but Bethel's picked up with 3 scores in the first half.
See what Coach Coley does with his Warriors here.
Let's see if Bethel kicks to Grandy this time.
I'm going to guess no. I think John V got a discussion there when he came off. Now, I think he'll go the other way. Who's out in receiving for Kecoughtan?
Grandy and Newsom back deep for Kecoughtan. 21-0 Bethel. And it's a flag.
And they still kick it Grandy's side, but short. Avery Singleton over there, too. I think I'd kick it away from the guys that have shown they can run.
I don't understand why they're kicking it that way.
And that's why we're up here in the booth. And they're down the field. They've got to make the big decision.
That is absolutely right.
John V's going to kick it again. He's going to move it back 5 yards. You told me that if I was at Golden Corral and they said the kicker and the running back for Bethel will come in and eat, I wouldn't be too concerned until they walk through the door.
And they'd probably try to close the place down.
They would you try to be pushing them back out the door.
That's right.
Him and Jordan, if I meet the cafeteria lady at Bethel, I'm going to shake her hand.
Absolutely.
Keep these young men fed. A long day for a high school football player.
And again, another pooch kick. Fair caught.
Good read at them. Yeah, that's Karan Nixon. And that's just a smart play by Nixon because, with the penalty and a little bit of confusion, you're 5 yards back. Sometimes the guys up front forget that ball's live even after a penalty.
Absolutely. And
Nixon, being the veteran that he is, able to haul it in. And good field position for the Warriors. They'll start on their own 44.
As you see, Kecoughtan in the huddle, waiting for the play.
Yeah, the Warriors need to put a touchdown here on the board in this drive. Stay in this game.
You see the Bethel defense. All right, Melvin back in at quarterback, shotgun. Singleton back with him. Trips near side. Passes to Grandy. Looks like he lost a couple yards on that play.
Well, good read that time.
Tackle made by number 7, Mondo Walker, the third Walker to come through the Bethel program.
Yeah, the other two I've heard played football as well.
I heard they were pretty good.
Rio Walker had a great career at Virginia and got that sheepskin on the wall from Charlottesville. Ricky Walker now, where is he at? At Virginia Tech?
Yeah, that school in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think you have.
Engineering school of some sort, a little
the one thing Mondo Walker said that I was really intrigued by is he wants to be his own person. He knows how much success his brothers had, but he wants to have his own identity and not live through them. He's only a junior.
Illegal shift. Offense.
Another penalty on the Warriors. They're killing themselves tonight with penalties. That's, by my count, 35 yards.
Penalties and turnovers will do it.
It's on 5 penalties. So here they start again, 1st and 15 from their 39.
Melvin in the shotgun, another whistle. Referees will huddle.
Steve Fryer right there at the bottom of your screen, folks, bringing us the on-field view. Steve does a great job getting that angle for you, and Andy will show you that line angle.
Melvin, fake handoff, keeps it.
I think Melvin was looking for somebody else to hand it to, not a Bethel Bruin. Sadly, he turned around. There was a green jersey there. So he had to go back in, lost a couple of yards. 2nd down and now 17. Kecoughtan going the wrong way.
See Jordan coming in and out.
Comes in and out like the Tide.
Melvin shotgun
there.
again. Singleton next to him. Melvin sacked by number 32.
Good play by Jonathan Saunders on the tackle.
Looks like Melvin was looking for Grandy once again, but waited too long to throw that pass.
I'm not sure it was long or the route took a little longer to develop, because Saunders in the backfield very quickly on that play.
So it's 3rd and 17 from their own 37.
See him here, just comes from the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Looking blocked by Persinger.
He was double teamed as well.
And number 50 that time for Kecoughtan, Michael Massolina, didn't see who he had to pick up.
3rd and 17 from the 31. I'm sorry, 3rd and 23 from the 31. Fake handoff. Melvin keeps. And he is tackled again in the backfield by Bethel.
Sadly, that series of downs probably cost Kecoughtan all the offense they had developed through the first quarter and a half.
Saunders again on the tackle for Bethel.
Yep.
And they will punt.
Saunders wasn't on our starter list tonight.
Looks like Bethel's rotating a lot of different players in on that defensive line.
And he'll get rotated in more often after that series.
Absolutely.
So Grandy back. We talk about getting the ball to Grandy. Unfortunately, he's gotten it more as a punter than he has as a receiver or running back.
Very true. Justin Davis back for Bethel to receive the kick. High snap. Bethel with pressure. Grandy still gets the ball off.
Went straight up in the air, and the Bethel player didn't see it coming. And the Kecoughtan player is waiting for one of them to touch it. Number 11 for Bethel, Javian Holmes-Reed, almost made the cardinal sin of being where the ball was going to land on his helmet.
Nathan Persinger is who finally eventually got to it. But you're right. You know, Holmes-Reed needs to get away from that ball. Somebody needs to tell him to get away as far as possible.
Oh, I'm sure they have. Yep. In fact, 2 coaches have told him about that just now.
Absolutely.
1st and 10, Bethel Bruins with a 21-0 lead here with 4:22 to go in the second. Beautiful night at Darling Stadium. Coming up on the hour here. What's a fast-moving game?
Absolutely.
Understand we got a visitor at halftime. Lee Martin, the athletic director at Bethel High School, is going to join us.
Going to talk about what's going on at Bethel High School athletics. What's going on at the athletic department. Looks like it was should have been a false start, but they kept going. Godfrey with the tackle, breaks a couple tackles and gets maybe a yard out of it.
Inside handoff almost was taken by George Mitchell. I believe that's 55 that was for Kecoughtan. It was right there and almost took the handoff himself.
Absolutely.
Mitchell is played very well at center and that time and on the defensive line.
And Bethel using so many different running backs. They've used Godfrey, Jordan. They've used Davis, Storm. They've used a lot of different running backs in the first half. Mondo Walker, near-sided receiver with Owusu far side. Storm in the backfield. And it looks like another whistle. Timeout Bethel, Frank.
Well, a little confusion that time, and what a simple play. I think it was a substitution issue. So timeout Bethel. Not a bad idea. Take the timeout. Don't take the penalty.
21-0, Frank. Bethel, what are your thoughts so far in the first half?
A little bit of a surprise. I thought we'd see more of the offense that we saw last week from Kecoughtan. Kecoughtan put 42 on the board last week. Strong performance there by Jonathan Melvin Bethel obviously has watched that film and has not let the Warriors get off the ball very easily here.
And defensively, what does Kecoughtan have to do?
Well, they draw lots for the guy that has to stand in front of Jordan when he gets the ball, take turns trying to grab that leg. It's like grabbing a couple telephone poles as they run by, and you really do. You got to be do rock, paper, and scissors in the huddle. Be the poor guy that has to stand in front of him. They use him when they need that 5 or 6 yards, and he's been very effective. Plus has a touchdown run tonight.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
He's on the sidelines now.
Price under center. Handoff to Davis. He's got some room. Oh, good tackle by Keith Grandy as he saved a big-time run.
What a tackle by Grandy. Here's a guy that when he goes to college, I would think he's going to be an offensive side of the ball all the time, but what a good defensive instinct there. Here comes Jordan back in the lineup. You tell the way the field tilts a little bit when he steps on.
35.
We've seen a couple of the large running backs in history, but not many in the Peninsula District.
I've seen a few, more of a fullback more than a running back.
Here he goes again.
Price, Jordan gets the ball, and he is stopped. Looks like it's going to be close to a first down.
That's Karan Nixon on the tackle, and a good one there as he's able to grab that big telephone pole leg as he went by and able to hang on.
Nixon's been all over
high. A late handoff, though, to Jordan. You wonder if he could get the ball a little deeper in the backfield where they can get more steam going, because that time he was just getting going as Nixon's able to grab him.
Looks like there's a little confusion.
I'd like to see him pitch it to him a couple times and see what he can do with the pitch.
Bethel's going to go for it, Frank. 4th and 1 at the 36. Jordan in the backfield with Godfrey in front of him. Price hands off, fakes the handoff. No, gives it to Jordan. It looks like Jordan gets the first down.
Yeah,
it looked like there was a little movement, but
if you're Bethel's Zuri Godfrey and you're playing fullback in front of Jordan, is your job just to get out of the way?
I think so.
Because that time the handoff was almost confusing. Again, wouldn't it be nice to see if they just pitch it to Jordan and see how he can go when he can work up the steam. The 1st and 10 as Jordan comes off.
At the 34. 2 minutes left in the first half. Storm in the backfield. Godfrey in front of him.
Storm getting some work tonight. There's the pitch to Storm.
Pitch to Storm. Godfrey with the block. Another flag. Gets away, but he's tackled after a gain of 5, but let's check the flag.
I think the hold up in there, it's like Solomon Luckett maybe. He was one of the last ones out of that area. Keep moving the flag up, two flags down, which they now have discovered. Lee Martin's going to join us at halftime. We're looking forward to having Lee. He knows a little bit about the Peninsula District.
A little bit. We call this the Lee Martin Bowl because he was the AD at Kecoughtan before this.
Right.
Now he's at Bethel.
If he starts claiming he put together this rivalry, I'm gonna cast a little doubt on that story, but see what he has to say about his life over at Bethel.
And we'll have halftime guests throughout the season, Frank.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get as many guests again. Shot block on Bethel.
Yeah, and the first one I believe was a hold. I'll have to look. There was a couple penalties on Bethel on that play. See the flags being picked up now. Well, Bethel had started off with a couple of penalties real quick and had settled down when they picked the 21 points. Now they've got another one here. It's going to cost them.
This has to be a huge defensive possession for Kecoughtan.
Offense.
And the chop block will be declined. The hold they're going to get that was closer or further back.
10 yards
so
from
they
spot
take
foul.
that one.
Replay. First down.
10 yards from the spot.
Very important for Kecoughtan to stop Bethel here because Bethel gets the ball in the second half. And they go up another score. It's going to be tough sledding for Kecoughtan in the second half.
Right, so they want to hold them here at 21. 3 touchdowns still achievable in the second half for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
First is be first and 25 from the 34. Price in shotgun, Storm behind him. Hudson's in motion. He's looking that way. Pass is up and it is incomplete, intended for Hudson.
A nice spacing push by Dwayne Hudson there as he spaced himself from the defensive back. No flags back, not many flags at all in in the backfield. Everything's been line penalties.
I haven't seen many pass interferences.
Dwayne Hudson that time gave the defensive back a shove to get himself open, but the ball overthrown.
Keith Grandy on the stop.
Second and almost 25, isn't it? Yeah.
Second and 25 from the 49. Price and shotgun. Storm behind him. Owusu far side and Mondo Walker near side.
There's Najee Etheridge with the man-to-man coverage on Owusu. As you see the safeties in the middle.
Godfrey just came in late. Price, fake handoff.
Owusu
scrambles out. Looks like he's looking for Owusu, and
what
a catch by Owusu. What a catch by Jeremiah Owusu.
I was just about to say that Etheridge had the interception. I was going to say Etheridge had the interception before the ball was even released. But that time, Owusu's athleticism and the time it took for that pass to come down gave him time to maneuver around Etheridge, and he reached up and made the catch.
What an athletic play. To trust your receiver, just to throw the ball in the air. I mean, he was almost double covered.
Horrible pass, horrible decision, and yet
great athletic play.
Gives his quarterback about a 35-yard pickup. Look at that. Good play by Jeremiah Owusu. He brought down right there at the 10-yard line. About first and goal. First and 10, actually. Right in outside the 10-yard line for the Bruins.
Price, hand off to Jordan. Jordan up the middle.
He is a juggernaut there. You give him a few extra steps in the backfield, he can pick up a few extra yards on the end.
Tackle made by number 55, George Mitchell. Another one of those young defensive players for Kecoughtan.
I'm going to ask Coach Beverly why he even changes the play.
Give it to Jordan, get out of the way?
Right.
Yeah.
Until the Bruins, Zuri Godfrey's parents, look, we've told him just get out of the way. Godfrey, the fullback.
Yeah. In front of Jordan.
There he is. All right, here we go. I would be stunned if they don't give it to Jordan again.
Price.
No, they're
going
pass.
back to pass this time. Owusu's open in the end zone. Passes up, and it's caught by Owusu.
And it looks like he got both feet in. Way to play by the athlete, Jeremiah
Owusu again on the touchdown. He was open, and he told Price to throw him the ball, and Price got it to him in the back of the end zone.
We'll be telling Price to buy him a steak dinner on.
He buy him whatever he wants after tonight.
Yeah, he has really made one very questionable pass, one good pass, right to where he had to be because Owusu well covered.
Owusu has 20 college scholarship offers at this point. He can go wherever he wants. And after plays like this, I think he'll have more.
We'll check second half and see how many have come in. Bethel for the extra point, and he boots it over the crossbar. 28-0 Bethel Bruins here with 13 seconds to go in the first half.
It's been the Jordan and Owusu show for Bethel.
It really has, and Owusu has saved the day for his quarterback, Navarro Price. This is a great ball, though. The only place to catch it is right there. Look at that. And Etheridge right on him.
And did you see the concentration on the feet to get in?
Great picture out there. Is that Susan on the camera that time? Or yeah, what a great camera work. This HD thing I did. It's a pretty good idea for high school football, isn't it?
Bethel band getting ready for the halftime show.
Bethel Rock Band getting ready for the halftime show. They're up 28-0 on Football-Kecoughtan. Get the pronunciation right. We actually sent our intern out there, and then we sent Steve Fryer out there, and then we sent a representative of every arm of the city schools we could to send out there to talk to John Football-Kecoughtan, the kicker. Here he comes, a left footer.
Again, pooch
up
kick.
In the air.
And again, Nixon again with the catch.
Nixon that time almost looked around him to ask if anybody else was going to do it. He smartly makes the catch there at the 36. And it's first down, and I imagine the Warriors are going to take a knee and get to the locker room. And
that would be the best thing to do for him right now.
As the Bethel cheerleaders doing 28 push-ups now. I wonder why those young ladies had such strong arms. Cameron Sullivan, the ninth grader, made the varsity squad this year. Her brother rides horses with my daughter.
Awesome.
Kellen Sullivan, two very athletic twins.
Yeah.
Cameron and Kellen. Kellen rides horses and a terrific horseback rider. And Cameron, a star cheerleader and competition cheerleader. As we see and expected, Jonathan Melvin takes a knee, and that's going to send the teams to the locker room here. Bethel leading the game 28-0 here at halftime. Well, it's the people we talked about all week long in our conversations for Bethel Bruins. Navarro Price does throw a good ball. We were correctly directed on that by his head coach. He throws a nice ball. Owusu made a nice catch there at the end and has been the star. And, of course, Janiah's Jordan. When you need 5, you give it to him. Yeah. And you tell poor Zuri Godfrey, look out, there's a wall of water coming behind you. So.
Very, very, very true. Just your athletes, your best players are the ones who are going to make the plays, and Bethel has definitely given them the ball. And as you can see, it's 28-0. Their best players are outdoing Kecoughtan's best players.
Well, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the locker room of the Kecoughtan Warriors. I'm sure Coach Hoy's going to have a lot to talk about. All right, well, if we go to the halftime break, score here, the Bethel Bruins 28, the Kecoughtan Warriors nothing. We'll be back in a few minutes with our interview with Lee Martin and the second half of football here from Darling Stadium. Welcome back to Darling Stadium here in Hampton, Virginia, September 16, 2016. We're at halftime here, this Bethel Kecoughtan game. Bethel leads at 28-0. We're joined tonight by Lee Martin, the athletic director at Bethel High School. Lee, great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's unusual to see you in the gold and green. You've been in the white and green. You've been in the gold and green. You've been around the Peninsula District a long time. You still working with the district and the region as well?
Absolutely. Still running different events for the district, swimming, baseball. I've run a couple of different tournaments for the region. I also do a Scholastic Bowl tournament for the Region 5A South. So I stay busy year-round.
I bet you do. Well, how do you like being over at Bethel?
I'm enjoying it. It's been a great transition for the last year. A lot more comfortable this year, obviously, with a year under my belt. But great administrative team there. They welcome me with open arms, and I feel like I'm in a good place.
Well, you're in a good place. Go ahead,
talk about some of the sports over at Bethel, like, some of the fall sports other than football.
Well, lucky enough when I came in last year, we already had some strong coaches. We did have a change in our field hockey program this year. We brought in a new coach that also teaches in the building. So we're sort of in a rebuilding phase with the field hockey program. But we've got 2 pretty strong volleyball teams, 2 great coaches that our numbers are good in volleyball. Cross-country numbers went up this year. So our fall sports are looking very good right now.
Well, it's funny. You talk about not the big 3 that are growing. It's the smaller sports that are becoming more popular. The field hockey in particular for the girls is a superb sport and sends many of them to college.
Absolutely. I think, a lot of people watch the football, basketball, baseball, and forget that most of your sports, are those that you don't see very often, don't get a lot of coverage. And those are the sports that kind of drive the, sort of the school spirit, among the other, teams.
Well, let me give you one last question, Lee. We talked a little bit about ahead of time. We talked about you're driving participation in sports. How about driving participation and coming to watch sports? Have y'all given that some thought on a administrative level?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations on, what can we do to increase attendance, especially among our students. We've tossed around some, different ideas. We talked earlier, make free T-shirts, discounted tickets, extra credit for some of your classes. We've got to be more creative, especially in the technology age with phones and social media and getting our kids, our students, to come to these games.
Well, if you end up going with the Pokemon Go in the middle of the field, I'll take credit for that, although I don't play it myself, but all I do is see people
I've heard that's around. A dangerous thing.
All they do is wander around the neighborhood looking at their phones. Maybe they can do it out here at Darling Stadium.
Well, all of them are on their phones anyway, so
that's
might as
well. Well, thank you, Lee Martin, the athletic director at Bethel High School. Great to have you here with us, and we're having a great ball game tonight. We're going to go into some stats now. Your Bethel Bruins are performing pretty well here.
I'm feeling comfortable right now. Yes, sir.
Thank you again,
Thanks
Lee.
for having me.
Great having you here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it, man.
All right, Lee Martin with Bethel High School. We're going to go down to some statistics quickly, I think. We got them up on the screen. There they are, and it looks just like the game has been played. 184 total yards for the Bruins, 25 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. So we look for a little more offense out of Kecoughtan here.
Yeah, they're going to definitely need to get more offense in this game. I mean, look at the total yards, 184 to 25.
Maybe we can take a look here real quick at some of the highlights of the first half. There were many highlights, most of them Bethel highlights, although you're going to see a few from Kecoughtan, and we've seen some good athleticism. It's the first play that we're going to watch tonight. Long throw down the field, and a good defense there by Najee Etheridge, and leading to the interception
by Zeke Jones. That was the first Bethel possession.
And then we go again, and good defense again by Etheridge as he stands right in the face of Owusu. As you see, Bethel shows their game plan early, and they go to Jeremiah Owusu. This time they connect for the touchdown. Owusu, the athlete so far of the ball game. Drop back again, this time over to Owusu, and a good block there frees him up, picks up a few extra yards. Good tackle there by Zeke Jones. And the handoff to the big running back, Janias Jordan, as he plows his way.
Give it to Jordan, get out of the way, huh?
That's exactly right. Instruction to the fullback. Here's Keith Grandy for Kecoughtan right up the middle. The kickoff. This one brought back by a penalty, but doesn't erase the great performance by Grandy so far in this ballgame. That brightened the day for the Warriors. They throw it out again here to Grandy. That was a very next play. He makes the catch despite carrying a Bruin on his back. Here's a play that turned it around,
Here's the interception, yeah.
A little bit underthrown to Grandy, picked up by Dwayne Hudson. Hudson down the right sideline, gets by the quarterback Melvin and into the end zone. Dwayne Hudson, the former running back, now a very competent defensive back for the Bruins. He gets the touchdown. Here comes the Bruins again. This time the handoff. This is
the tackle by Grandy.
Yeah. Wow, what a tackle by Keith. He's showing his athleticism tonight.
Here's the touchdown to Owusu.
Look at the feet work there, the footwork by Owusu. He gets both feet in bounds. And very nice done setups up. There's the fans. There's the technology we're talking about. There's the cheerleaders and the fans, the band getting filmed there. Well, 28-0 Wube. What does Kecoughtan got to do here in the second half other than obviously score 4 touchdowns to tie?
Stop turning the ball over. And
the penalties.
And the penalties. Penalties and turnovers is basically what's giving them in right now. And stop Jeremiah Owusu and Jordan. And those are hard things to do, though.
That's a lot of things to do.
Yeah, but they knew that was the key coming in, to stop Jeremiah Owusu, stop Jordan, and limit Price to his passing, and they haven't been able to do that in the first half.
John Vashiakopoulos is going to kick it off for the Bethel Bruins here. So the Warriors get the ball first. Let's see what they can do with it. And another
pooch kick, and who catches it again? Nixon. This time he dives to the ground.
Nixon says, I'm not getting paid enough to do this, or at least free me up to run it. But a good field position for Kecoughtan here to start the second half.
He's been a very busy guy on the special teams department.
So far, the line of Kecoughtan's played pretty well. They've been solid. We haven't seen them make any major errors to allow sacks, but the plays are a little slow developing. Let's see if Coach Coley has inspired his squad to be a little quicker off the ball. Mitchell, the center, comes up. I've enjoyed watching him this game.
Very good young player. Melvin in the shotgun. They've been doing a lot of shotgun. Singleton, a lone setback with Grandy in the slot. Grandy goes in motion near side. Melvin looks at Grandy, goes deep, wide open is Etheridge, and he's got it. Wide open, nobody's going to touch him, and he is going to score.
Except for the flag at the line of scrimmage.
And there's a flag.
And they're going to call a hold.
Oh, that's huge,
Frank.
Frank.
Yes, it's a hold, yep.
Oh, Frank.
So the Bethel defense breaks down Etheridge behind everybody. Najee, who's had a tough night guarding Owusu, hauls in a touchdown, but it's going to be called back.
What a play. What a play call.
I didn't see the hold. It was right in the middle of the line. Tough call. That's always a tough call on a lineman because it's such a fine line between a hold and a great block.
Absolutely.
And on every level of football. See, we got it on film. See when it was.
Great play call, however.
It really was. With Grandy in motion. it puts him on. It puts Grandy man to man, and somebody slid over to try to cover Grandy as well, and that freed up Etheridge. There's a play. See, we see the hold.
I saw it. Looks like 58.
Mighty quick. Good eyes there. 58 or 53 maybe.
It's like, I'm sorry, 53, and that's
Hubbard.
That's Hubbard. He's actually filling in for an inning.
Yeah.
53 got him. Hubbard got him.
Just barely. The first down.
There's another flag after Melvin takes a direct snap.
But a flag out here in the defensive backfield, and there was no defensive player back there. Let's see what that's called. So here's a call.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
Bethel.
I often thought that don't need the flag for that. Just turn around and tell them to back off. If they don't do it, you throw the flag then. So second down and about 19 for the Warriors here. A highlight and a low light in one play, Wube.
Right. And that could have been a turning point in the game.
Comes the kick down line. We just mentioned how well I thought they played, and that was just barely a hold. Just had him long enough to catch somebody's attention.
Melvin, shotgun. Singleton with him in the backfield. Looks. He's looking at Grandy, and it is going to be broken up by number 12, Holloman.
Yeah, good defensive work by the receiver, Grandy. That was Holloman slipped underneath.
He wanted Grandy the whole way.
He had slipped underneath for the Bruins. Markel Holloman, a 6 foot, 180-pound safety. He had slipped underneath to pick off the ball, and Grandy was able to keep that from happening. Third down and 19 now.
You have to get Grandy the ball. You just don't want to force it to him, though. Third and 19 from the 25. 11:25 left in the third quarter. Bethel up 28-0 here at Darling Stadium.
Janiyah is Jordan there in the line. You can see him right over top of the center. So you got the Jordan, 6'3", 300-pounder standing over top of the sophomore center, 5'9", 255-pounder George Mitchell.
Melvin's under center now.
That
quarterback
time
keeper.
It's the quarterback keeper.
And there's our guy Jordan on the tackle, number 27.
Yeah, the two, he and Mitchell that was a good contact. Mitchell had slipped by thinking he had the block, and he had held it long enough. Melvin went the other way, though. Didn't follow Mitchell out to the left. Fourth down, punting situation for Grandy and company.
Davis back once again for Bethel, number 36. Grandy's been a busy man.
He has.
Almost blocked. Grandy gets the punt off. Another flag, Frank.
Yep.
As it takes a Bethel bounce, and it's
and the flag back here.
That might be another sideline, I guess. I don't know, but we'll see.
So Bethel's going to get the ball, absent a devastating penalty against them. See, another sideline warning.
Yeah.
Yep, sideline warning. Well, okay. Watching a lot of the sideline warnings here. I don't know. He didn't interfere with the game or the play that time.
Sideline
What
warning.
did they do before
Bethel.
that warning was
5
put
yards
in
on
the
the
book?
rush.
Just say get back.
Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me
First
we're
down.
going to throw a 15-yarder on them if they don't move back. First and 10 for the Bruins here from their own 39-yard line. They lead it 28-0 earlier here in the third quarter.
Griffith back at center, the freshman.
They've done a good job. Once he and the quarterback, Price, it worked a couple times. They seem to have got a good rhythm here. Good snap.
Price back to pass. He's pressured by
Mitchell's got
Mitchell.
it.
And there's our guy, the sophomore, George Mitchell, with the sack on Price.
George, one of the shortest guys out there, but he's been the most, probably had the most impact on the game so far for the Warrior line is Mitchell.
He's been everywhere. As you take
He
a look
really
at
has
the replay.
been. Much quicker than he looks. Look at him push off his block.
It's like Price was looking for a Wusu once again in the far side.
The big man, he pushed off the ball. Now, second and 15 for the Bruins. Mitchell right over top of the center.
Got Jordan in the backfield again, and Godfrey, the fullback. Price goes back to pass. He's looking for Owusu again, and
that could be a fumble.
And it's
Now they called
ruled
it
incomplete.
incomplete. I thought he took a step or two, but nope. Didn't have possession.
Singleton on the breakup. Good play by Avery Singleton, the senior cornerback.
Here we get to play here. Let's see if he made a football move, isn't it? Terminology. Got in his hands. Oh, the helmet right on it. The hat right on it. Number 2, Avery Singleton. Puts the helmet right on it. Good play.
3rd and 15 for Bethel at their own 34-yard line.
The defense putting a little life in the Warriors here in the 3rd quarter. Got a big hole to climb out of, but they're starting to do it with the D.
Shotgun for Bethel. Price. Jordan behind him. Owusu near side with Walker on the far side and Godfrey close to him in the slot. Back to pass. It's Price. He's looking for Owusu, and he catches it. Oh, my goodness. Double coverage. And Owusu makes another great catch, Frank.
I'm going to say the 3rd time in this ball game, everybody in the ballpark knew where the throw was going before it left the quarterback hand, and yet Owusu's able to pull down the pass.
What a play. What a play.
Just body control by Jeremiah Owusu.
And it's double coverage as well, Frank.
Watch Steve's shot here.
Look
at that. It's Keith Grandy right there.
Yeah, safety help. And Grandy just tried to knock it down, but Owusu jumped higher and got the catch. 1st down and 10 for Bethel at the Kecoughtan 40.
Safety just couldn't get there in time. Here's Jordan. That time ran into a pileup. I would say at the bottom, I'm going to guess Mitchell. It sure is. So he kind of like a bumper block there was Mitchell. He was on the ground, yet Jordan couldn't get past him. So 2nd and 9. Denies Jordan had trouble. He tripped over Mitchell. The announcer saying Jordan Mitchell initial contact. Yeah,
he bounced
was
off
from his position on the ground, and
right.
he was able to throw up the block. There's Mitchell right there, number 55.
A 1-yard gain on that play. 2nd and 9 for Bethel at the 39.
Nico Thompson there inside with him, number 77.
Fake to Jordan. Price scrambles. And he's tackled.
Good defense that time by number 24, John Tucker, the senior, 5'9", 185-pounder.
It's like, Bethel likes that rollout. Look for a little play action on the near side. That time Tucker was there to make the stop.
Randy down on one knee over here, but I think he just tying his shoe. He was very nearly rolled up on there by Owusu. If you saw him, is on that the pass play. Maybe tighten those shoes a little bit.
Yeah.
He said ankle got tweaked. He's man-to-man on Owusu here on the right.
3rd and 5. Price in the shotgun. I'm sure he's going to look for Owusu. No, he goes the other side to Sellers, the Kecoughtan transfer, and he gets the 1st down for Bethel.
Tackle out there by number 32,
Sellers.
Najee Etheridge, but Sellers able to pick up the 1st down.
As he looks at the Kecoughtan bench on the way back to the huddle. His former team.
Well, it's tough. I was reading Alfred Morris's story today that goes from Washington to Dallas, and they play Monday night. Same situation.
As you see in the shotgun, Jordan there for blocking, and he looks the opposite way to Sellers, and Sellers gets the 1st down. Etheridge on the tackle.
Good pass by Price.
Price under center with Jordan in the backfield. Again, Godfrey, the fullback. He goes to Jordan, and again, Jordan gets 5 yards on the carry.
And then 4 of them falling down as he trips over Mitchell again. Mitchell right at his feet.
It's hard to stop, Frank.
It is hard to stop, but I got to give it to the line of Kecoughtan. They're holding him to 5, and I guess the touchdown run was probably his longest run of the night.
I think so.
So they're at least getting in front of him, but pick up 4 or 5 yards every carry, you'll be tough. Comes out for a breather.
Gain of 2, so 2nd and 6 at 26, 7 minutes left. Price under center.
Storm
this time it goes to Storm, and he's tackled quickly in our man, George Mitchell.
George Mitchell making himself known tonight. First time we've seen him in action this season, but obviously coaches looking at film in the future are going to have to keep their eye on that young man.
Again, we're going to be seeing these names for a couple years. Mitchell and Melvin.
Yep.
A lot of these young guys are playing key roles for Kecoughtan now after they lost so many great players last year.
2nd and long 7 for the Bruins.
They're at the 22-yard line. Storm is the fullback. Looks like Hudson is behind him.
The running back by committee for the Bruins tonight.
They bring him in and out. Fake handoff. And it's past the Sellers. It's incomplete.
Good
Broken
tackle.
up by Grandy.
Yep. Grandy with a shoulder right to the midsection. Only loss was a towel, but a good play by Grandy.
Bethel uses the play action a lot, Frank.
They really do. Throw a little high that time.
Good sized receivers too downfield with the Owusu and Sellers.
Yeah. Well, if you can use Sellers and you get the ball to Sellers, then that frees up Owusu even more.
That's right.
Not like he has to be free. So far, he's been well covered, and yet made about 6 receptions. Confusion up here. And I think they had the down marker wrong last time. When I said 2nd and 7,
I think it was third.
Yeah, I think it was third, and I think there was some confusion, and Coach Beverly not happy with that.
Going for the field goal, it looks like.
Vasiokopoulos out to try what would be a 40-yard field goal.
40 yards, yes. And he's more than capable of making this. They fake it. Hudson is going to throw to Owusu, and he catches it. It's a first down, Bethel, 1st and goal.
I don't know about you. I'm shocked. I'm shocked by that Owusu is a target.
I am too. They could have found somebody else to throw the ball to.
Grandy saw him going and stuck with him, but again, you throw it up high, and Owusu being the athlete he is, and he's a tall receiver. Jeremiah, 6'3", 190, basketball player as well. And that
Great
time
athlete.
got up there and made the catch, so first down.
1st and goal at the, looks like the 7.
Here's a play here. You see Grandy go with him, and the only one with him.
Just uses
Not
his body
much
to
Grandy
shield
can
him.
do.
Right, he's too big and too strong.
Well, Price has done well in throwing that ball high to Owusu because he figures he's the only one to go up and get it, kind of like throwing the Calvin Johnson Detroit days. Throw it up high where he's the only one who can go get it.
Price to Jordan. Rumble stumbles, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown for Bethel.
That time he avoided Mitchell. That's all I can say. He carried a couple of Warriors with him, but Mitchell was on the other side. They went away from Mitchell.
7-yard touchdown run by Janias Jordan. The timeout on the field.
That young man does exactly what is drawn up. Just give him the ball and push.
It's like there's an injury on the play. Somebody from Kecoughtan is down. Well, Frank, 34-0. Bethel just doing what they have been doing the whole game on this drive.
Well, the big play, of course, the pass on the 4th down fake field goal to Jeremiah Owusu. That's Zeke Jones, who was down for a while, but he's up.
He's had some good defensive plays in this game.
He has. But he had the unfortunate, he had drew the low card on that time, had to get in front of Janias Jordan, and got crushed. So now Vasiokopoulos out. Vasiokopoulos.
Soccer player. Low snap. He still gets it off, and it's good.
He and Hudson work well together. That's a couple times we've seen a little bit of a low snap, but Hudson's able to get that ball upright.
How much of an asset is this special teams for Bethel with the kicker here, especially in the high school game?
Long snapper, holder, kicker. Very important. And looks like the pieces are there for Bethel. Well, 35-0 here. Ube with 6:15 to go in the quarter. We tripped over that magic number, haven't we?
It's 35-0, so that means it's going to be a running clock the rest of the way. Am I right?
Until Coach Coley gets his team going here, and I know he's thinking, how are we going to get on the board and stop this clock?
But you know, Frank, it hasn't been anything elaborate. It's just give it to Jordan, give it to your best playmaker in the Owusu on the outside, and
that's like
try to stop me.
It's like saying, well, give it to William Refrigerator Perry, who's going to run it, and give it to
Jerry Rice.
Throw it to Jerry Rice.
And try to stop me.
Yep. Well, not much fancy. Just some young men.
Future Bruins, I guess, on the bench.
Yep. Ready to go.
Put them in now, and they can.
Coach Beverly talks about building the program over there at Bethel, and there they are.
Starting out young, huh?
Get the young men interested in playing football. Football-Kecoughtan.
Let's see if he does another pooch kick.
I'm going to ask him after the game whether he's intentionally doing that. See how far he can kick it. He does the same thing this time.
This time it's number one. Zeke Jones, who just came out of the game for an injury. He's back on the field.
Good to see him back on the field. He's still limping a little bit.
Yeah. I would be too if Jordan ran me over. I mean.
Yeah, I'm hurting just watching from up here.
So, Frank's a running clock in the third quarter. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. Not what we expected tonight.
For the folks at home, the running clock means it 35-0 ball games. The VHSL has the clock run almost every play. You don't stop you can stop it with a timeout. You can stop it with a couple other incidents of play.
And they actually started that for basketball as well on the girls' side with the running clock. So we'll see that in the winter.
Certainly going to make it hard on Kecoughtan. They've got to get on the board to stop that clock.
The new quarterback in the game for Kecoughtan.
Number 11, John Tucker Jr.
He's also a sophomore. He's a 6 foot, 170 sophomore.
There's really not much the quarterback can do in this situation. Coley's going to have to figure out how to open up the game a little bit, maybe get him outside, try to get the ball to Grandy, get the ball to Nixon, go with some of your veterans. And
what do you think of the move to put another young quarterback in this late in the game?
Well, yeah, when you only have sophomores, you got to try what you got, and when you're down 35-0, why not give them a break? Now this time they've got new young man in the backfield. That's Lee Beeman at fullback. Beeman with the block.
It's like the snap was fumbled.
I was watching Beeman, the fullback, number 99, 5'11", 205-pounder. They've got to compliment the lunch ladies at both of these schools, because these young men these are big boys.
Big boys, yes they are.
Nothing there. Third and about 14 for the Warriors. Out comes Beeman, in comes Nixon. Maybe we'll put Nixon at fullback, Grandy at tailback, and see if they can together get some yards.
That'll definitely help them.
They're going to go out and catch passes, though.
3rd and 14 from the 27. See
what John Tucker can do with it.
John Tucker Jr. under center.
Handoff.
And that's Nixon, Frank.
There he is. A good run by Karan Nixon.
He's been a bright spot for this Kecoughtan Warriors.
He has been, and he's been a bright spot for a couple of years. So 4th down for the Warriors. Nice hole over there. Who's out in front?
Our man, George Mitchell. The sophomore. We're going to be hearing his name for a couple more years.
Sure will be. I know Coach Coley glad to have him out there.
That's right. And again, they're missing 2 starters on the line, 2 seniors. So.
They're going to go for it in 4th down here with the running clock in the 3rd quarter, down 35-0. Why not?
Tucker Jr. in the shotgun. Goes back to pass. He's pressured. Wide open is Persinger. He's open. Nathan Persinger. Let's see if he can get in.
Race.
And he is going to be stopped at the 5-yard line by number 2, Kimante White.
White was showing good speed there. Persinger wide open. That's the same play run on the other side. That time no holding penalty will bring it back. So Kecoughtan now on the 5-yard line trying to stop this clock. They've got to score to stop the clock. And if they do that, then we're back at regular time. And real nice pass. Coach Beverly from Bethel probably trying to figure out what's going on that play.
This time no flags
Nixon
on the
in
long
the backfield,
play.
isn't it?
Looks like Nixon is in the backfield.
And just give him the ball.
Tucker Jr. on the carry, keeper.
Picked up 1 maybe.
Picks up 1.
Got to pick up more than 1 though to get in there.
It'll be 2nd and goal at the 4, Frank.
And I'd give it to Nixon and tell George Mitchell to push. You know who they got lined up over Mitchell though? Jordan. Here's a play, a nice pass down. Persinger had to wait for it, or it may have been a touchdown. That Kimante White, what a nice run by him as he tracks down the receiver. Here's the play.
2nd and goal at the 4. Tucker Jr. fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Looks like he gains another yard.
And he's pulled forward on the tackle, so he may have picked up 2 that time. 3rd and goal from about the 2, maybe the 3. 3rd and goal. Time call, I believe, by the Warriors to get a get a good play here on third down. They need the touchdown, so that the clock does stop on the timeout. 1:35 to go here in the third quarter. 35-0 Wu Bei. We've seen really the stars come out tonight for Bethel, and we hope to see see some of the Kecoughtan stars get a chance here as they come down close to the goals, close as they've been.
Well, we've seen some stars that we weren't particularly noticeable earlier. In the year. And George Mitchell, the sophomore, was filling in, and we knew about Grandy.
We did. And we knew about Nixon just from watching them. So between the three of them, they've added here on this drive, and a good pass to Persinger. So I know it'd be interesting to see if they go to a pass trying to score this touchdown.
2 young quarterbacks.
Even a field goal here stops that running clock.
Yeah.
So you think
you want a touchdown, but you're right.
Tough, even just get the clock stopped, then at least you have a running chance or a good chance to pull back in the ball game. That's Nixon back there.
3rd and goal at the 3. Clock still running.
John Tucker with Karan Nixon on his left. Tucker Jr.
The pass, and it's a flag. Looks like it's going to be another false start, Frank.
My goodness. I didn't see it. But
prior to the snap. False start.
False start.
Offense.
That pass was caught, by the way, in the end zone. Make it a little harder on themselves, do the Warriors.
So push them back 5 yards. 3rd and goal from the 8. With the clock still moving. Going close to under a minute left in the quarter. Warriors still going with John Tucker Jr. as the quarterback.
Brings him to the line, the center. He's got Nixon on his hip.
Tucker Jr. in the shotgun. Nixon fakes the pass. He's in trouble, and he is sacked by the Bethel Bruins.
This is the call here. They're at the 15 now. Do you kick the field goal and stop the clock, or do you just go for the touchdown?
I think you have to go for it. Field goal doesn't do anything for you. Just go for it. Oh, they're going to.
Only thing it does is stop the clock.
Looks like they're going to bring in the field goal unit.
Yeah. They do it. They got to do it quick and try to do it in this quarter. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get it off. I understand the rationale, though. Get the clock stopped. I think I may have dropped a timeout there to try to do it in this quarter.
Reese Robinson is the kicker for Kecoughtan.
He's going to set up, but they're not going to have time to get the ball on.
And that's going to end the 3rd quarter.
Curious. I thought they might go with a timeout just to get him a chance in the 3rd quarter and then to get the clock back in the normal setting. So we're going to go to the other end of the field, move to the east. 35-0 Bethel. Surprised?
A little bit, yes. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a advantage for Bethel. I thought the game would be a little closer, but I mean, Bethel came to play tonight. Owusu, Jordan, and the defense has come to play.
They have, and the lines have been kind of nameless tonight, yet effective.
For Kecoughtan, George Mitchell's been a bright spot for the offense and the defense. But again, if you can't stop the playmakers, it's going to be hard for you to win. And penalties and turnovers have really done Kecoughtan in tonight.
Well, it mirrors a little bit about what we saw out of Kecoughtan in the first 2 weeks, when they really hadn't put the pieces together. And they come in last week against Denby and really put the pieces together and put 42 on the board.
And Grandy and Melvin really got them started in that game, and they just weren't able to get anything going early on in this game, and that hurt them. The turnovers and the penalties hurt them early on.
Well, and like Shania's Jordan's running, you need a little momentum to really maximize what you can do, and they didn't get the momentum from the beginning. They've shown it just in spots here in the second half, but not been able to capitalize. So this is Robinson in for the kick.
Now let's see if they will try a fake like Bethel did early on in their field goal attempt.
6 foot, 170-pounder.
Oh, they fake. Nixon's going to try to throw it, and he is.
Got a touchdown. They run right through Owusu.
To Zeke Jones.
So Jones and Owusu tangled up, and I just caught it around the corner there. It looks like the two of them tangled up very similar to that Owusu bump in the first half.
And no call, of course.
That time Owusu not having. Yeah, the defenders have had good license in the backfield to tangle up. Let's see if we can catch it on camera here. Look over to your right.
Good acting job by Robinson.
Yep.
As Nixon throws it in. Yeah, you're right. Owusu did fall down on that one.
And Zeke Jones, who had a little bit of an injury there, and he injured it again. That looks like an ankle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the extra point, Robinson in for that with the orange shoes.
Nixon is the holder. Looks like a little movement, no call, and it's blocked by Bethel. It's going to be no good.
Well, it does bring them within 35 points, so we're back to normal clock rules, and Kecoughtan maybe can capitalize, possibly with an onside kick. Nobody's kicking the ball deep, so
You just never know.
kick it 12 yards and go after it.
That's right.
So 35-6 is our score, 11:55 to go in the fourth quarter, in what was a very fast-moving third quarter due to the clock
Right.
rules.
Are you surprised by the score, Frank?
I am. I thought from what we saw at practice the other day and what we heard from Coach Coley, I think he had developed a little confidence in these guys to play a little tighter and a little less concerned about everything. I mean, they just seem a little nervous as they got out in the field tonight. And you're right about the momentum. They could not get anything going there in the first half, and just shown a couple spots here in the second. But with that running clock, they don't have enough time to do anything. Now they've stopped that, and I expect to see, as you can see, there's 27 Bethel Bruins on the 50-yard line, led by number 27, anticipating a short kick. Robinson going to tee it up a far hash mark. See just how far over 10 yards he can kick it.
Like Mondo Walker and White are deep, but I don't
think they're going to be in the
kick
play.
it that far.
Here comes Robinson.
Oh, they do kick
Oh, he
it
does,
deep.
yeah.
And Mondo Walker tracks it down. He gets it at the 10. He has some blockers ahead of him. He cuts up. He goes far side. He has room. He's got some blocks. And he's tackled by, looks like, number 81.
There's a pile there.
Kecoughtan.
It's a Damian Bunch. Oh, is that the kicker? No, it was Robinson
Robinson
himself.
was the
Robinson
kicker.
wearing 81 tonight instead of
Yeah.
82. But yeah, nice tackle by the kicker.
Mondo Walker had space, and it closed really quickly, but it was a good return by Walker.
Well, the one thing the Peninsula District as a league is seeing is good kick and punt returns this year. Daz Newsom, of course.
Oh, yeah, Daz is having a
Jewel
great year. Yeah.
over to Hampton High School. Here comes a very good returner.
Got some good blocks.
And good block right there. But it is. Robinson at least stopped.
Robinson got him down.
Also on the tackle, number 12, Jay Hedgepeth. No, Jonathan Melvin in on the tackle. Got in special
Price
teams.
gives it to, it looks like it's Storm on the carry.
And a pleasant find as we see the freshman center, Jackson Griffiths, tied up with his man, and they took it in the backfield for a while.
Okay, Coach Beverly's really high on him. Says he's been coming to the Bethel. He's been involved in the Bethel program since he was a 7th grader.
Yep, coming over and lifting and just paying attention.
Coming in before school and coming in after school when he was in middle school. So
this little role at center may be a good one. He reminds me a little bit of Adam Lively, the
from Hampton High. That's right.
Snapped the ball 4 years. Ronald Curry.
Price still in. Storm in the backfield. Fakes the toss. Goes to Godfrey. And he's tackled by Nixon of Kecoughtan after a gain of, looks like 2 or 3 yards.
But without Jordan behind him, he didn't look behind him when he got the ball. He just looked forward. Played well in the fullback spot tonight. Terry Godfrey, 12th grader, 5'10", 220 pounds. Doesn't look 220, does he? Of course, he stands out there next to the 300-pound guy. Nobody looks 220 out there.
220.
Gordon over here trying to figure out when he's going to go back in.
Bernard West checks in the game for Bethel. He's a senior receiver, fought near side. Price under center. Storm in the backfield. 3rd and 3 for Bethel. Back to pass is picked off by number 24.
That's John Tucker.
John Tucker, and he gets, does he miss tackle? And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kecoughtan.
So just like that, by getting that 6 points on the touchdown, that gives them another 6. And with the clock now running regular speed, 10:05 to go here in the fourth, 35-12. So while Kecoughtan may not be able to pull that out in this game, this is for next week.
Right.
This is where you start putting it together. Maybe you got off to a slow start here. Coach Coley's got to look ahead. He's got plenty of ball games left.
And again, with a young program, with a young team, this definitely helps for next week.
within this new division of high school football, you know, both teams in 5A. Kecoughtan actually has moved down, so has Bethel actually in 5A in the last couple of years. But you don't have to win every game to make the playoffs like you did 20 years ago. You have to win 5 or 6 games, and you get in.
And you mentioned that to Coach Beverly over this past week here.
Oh, he knows. Both of them know you're headed towards the playoffs, kind of like a baseball team.
Looks like Kecoughtan's going to go for 2 and a flag.
Too much time.
Prior to the snap.
So another penalty.
Delay of game. Offense.
First penalty of the second half.
5 yards for
Kecoughtan,
first spot.
I think so.
So
On time back.
now Cole's going to come out and talk about the play. Might as well go for 2.
As you see Sellers on the sideline, Coach Beverly. Here's the replay of the interception. Looks like Price was looking at number 5 Bernard West, and it was.
He wasn't open. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And he
wasn't open. And
Correction.
Tucker
24,
broke a
John.
tackle
No
and
flag.
scored.
Timeout. Kick
So
attack.
Kecoughtan calls a timeout, Frank.
John Tucker, not the quarterback, John Tucker Jr.
Right.
Coach Beverly going to go out and talk a little bit to his defense when he has a chance. He's got more timeouts.
Defense has played well tonight for Bethel as well. I mean, so far.
They have, very quietly, but very solid. Jordan goes out here on the you see number 27. So Kecoughtan, plenty of time to put a play in. After all of this is the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
After all of this action, the 2-point conversion.
John Tucker Jr. back at quarterback. Nixon's in the backfield. Trips near side. Grandy's far side.
Man-to-man on Grandy. That's not a bad place to try to throw the ball.
They're going to go to Grandy, and he is in the back of the end zone
There
for
it
2.
is. That's again thrown to the spot.
Right.
And Grandy that time able to free himself up behind Dwayne Hudson.
Wayne
and
Hudson had the
slip-
coverage, right.
And that ball right where it should be. That time Grandy was there as well. And they connect for 2 points. 35-14. See it right here. Look up the top of your screen, and Grandy sees it and goes and gets it. Good play by Keith Grandy. As John Tucker Jr. puts it right on the spot.
Get a good look at Coach Beverly. His second year at Bethel. He comes over from Phoebus, where he was the principal. Actually played at Bethel for Coach Kozlowski in the mid-'80s.
Well, we asked him how he liked the transition. He likes it. He feels that he has a good opportunity to impact on a lot of kids on a more personal level.
And he played his college ball in Richmond at Virginia Union for Coach Joe Taylor, who was at HU, who now is the AD at Virginia Union.
So he's had plenty of good coaches in his life, and I think he's found his home here at Bethel.
I think so.
So Kecoughtan with a couple touchdowns here at the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter. Draw within 21.
Let's see what kind of kick Robinson gets it this time. Oh, a little onside kick.
Yep.
Owusu grabs it at the 45, and he's down at
That's
the 45.
like kicking a piece of Velcro to the matching set. They should have gone to somebody else. Don't kick it to Owusu. Jeremiah, I don't think he's dropped anything tonight.
On a high school ball, you can't advance an onside kick. So I'm sure Owusu would like to, but he had to down it. Bethel back on offense, Frank. What do you think they'll do here?
Do exactly what the kicker just did. Try to find Owusu with the ball.
Exactly.
And Owusu out far right, covered by Keith Grandy, man-to-man.
No safety. Ooh.
Yeah, Zeke Jones is keeping his eye open, the safety for Kecoughtan.
Jordan gets the carry.
Right in the middle, and look at that, 5 yards.
Wow.
And a wake of white jerseys. Mitchell in there, as always. John Tucker, not the quarterback, in there.
Nixon also in there somewhere in that tackle.
So Janiah's 5-yard Jordan picks up his 5 yards.
He's 2nd and 5 at the 50. Owusu again far side. Mondo Walker near side.
Zuri
Price.
Godfrey in front.
Hands
Nice
off to
block.
Jordan.
Real nice block by Zuri Godfrey that time.
The fullback.
Yes, a real nice block. Freed backfield made up for another 5-yard pickup.
And that's enough for a first down. John Tucker on the tackle.
Defensively, he's played well tonight. Tucker,
one thing we noticed was that first game against Gloucester from Kecoughtan, and we said there's no way that they're that bad, and they're showing tonight. They're young, but they're scrappy.
And they did not give up when they're down 35-0.
Price has Storm in the backfield. Pitch to Storm. Good block by Mondo Walker. And Storm gets a good pickup on that first down run.
Jonathan Melvin helps bring down Storm.
And you alluded to earlier, Frank, on the variety of backs. You know, you go from Jordan to Storm to Godfrey.
Right.
You know, sometimes Owusu's back there. They mix it up so well.
Good block there by the fullback again, and then in the hole. Just reading right where the hole is.
That's right.
The second and
gain of 6.
4, yeah. And they're eating up the clock, too.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have the running clock anymore. 8:35 to go.
Come on, guys. Like Bethel's taking the time.
Oh, they're going to take every bit of the time they can. Arm up in the back.
Like Owusu's in the backfield this time.
And hadn't had the ball in 5 minutes. Might as well get it to him. You see that the back judge with the watch, and he puts a hand up to indicate we're getting close. And
delay a game.
Play watching.
5-yard penalty.
So both teams suffered penalties. I think Kecoughtan's probably hurt themselves more with penalties.
Oh, absolutely, and turnovers.
Second and 9 now.
Price under center has Owusu in the backfield. Pitch to Owusu, near side, has some blocks. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's tackled this time by, again, George Mitchell.
That time, Zuri Godfrey got out in front and didn't have anybody to block, so he was a little further downfield than he probably wanted to be.
Justin.
But Owusu made room. So Karan Nixon showing himself again being the player that he is. Senior Karan Nixon, 5'11", 225-pounder. He's put on a few pounds since he started at tailback a couple years ago.
Now they have Jordan at tight end and Owusu in the backfield. Price under center. Pitch to Owusu, far side, has Godfrey in front of him. Good block by Godfrey, and Owusu has enough for the first down.
That tackle by Keith Grandy, I think. The kind of arm grab that flipped him down. You really got to get a hold of Owusu.
Let's talk a little bit about the Bethel offensive line, Frank. We talked a little bit about Kecoughtan's, but Bethel, they have a nice variety of offensive linemen, freshmen, juniors, and seniors.
We see that, of course, Jordan lining up his tight end often to not disturb the middle, but Ross, Dennis, who went out early, so number 56, Griffiths, of course, it's center. Luckett and Moorhead. They're big line. Griffiths, the freshman, 230. Good tackle out there. That's
Godfrey on the carry. Again, they're mixing it up. Godfrey, he's been playing fullback a lot. Now he gets the handoff.
Nico Thompson on the tackle for the Warriors.
Godfrey comes up a little, limping a little bit. As you see, a good look at Navarro Price, the senior quarterback for Bethel. He's had a great night tonight.
He has. One thing he knows to do is throw it high to Owusu. And Owusu's out there, and he's got 2 or 3 gathered around him. Just throw it up. Jeremiah can make the completion.
Great kid. Got a chance to talk to him this week.
Godfrey comes off. Now they put Deshaun Storm in front of Jordan.
I wonder who gets the ball here. 2nd and 11. Fumble
right on the line of scrimmage.
Price picks it up.
See it better on the replay in that time. Thompson's starting to pick it up. Nico Thompson, the veteran lineman. 6'2", 275-pounder, wearing number 77.
And let's keep in mind, Griffith is a freshman.
Right.
Center's not his natural position, so you're going to have those growing pains.
Well, I'd like to see that one again if we had it, because let's see where the exchange is. The quarterback just didn't get a hold of it.
I think he left a little too early.
Yeah, that's the timing we talk. It looks so simple. You watch it all day on Sunday or Saturday, and it looks so simple, but it takes work together.
And again, Griffin is a freshman, not playing his natural position because of injury. Fake pitch to Jordan, and it's Storm who has the ball. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10. the 5, and he's knocked out at the 2-yard line by number 1, Zeke Jones.
And he's coming out of his fullback position that time, and a little bit of a delay, inside handoff, and off he goes.
Great call.
Who do you think they might hand the ball to now?
Some guy named Jordan?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good option.
Why don't they have the play just put number 1 up?
Yeah, just give it to Jordan.
Don't give number 1. That's just hand to the guy in the back.
Yeah.
Out comes Storm, who's had a good game tonight. You know, nice find by the Bruins. Just play, watch the delay. He delays and then takes the inside handoff. They trap number 53 for Kecoughtan. That's Terrence Hubbard. Got trapped up inside and around the corner.
But you see where Kecoughtan went. They went where Jordan was
sure.
Was going.
Either that or his gravity pulled him that way. Flag down out there. Nope, not a flag. A discussion though with Coach Beverly.
Oh, they want a clock.
5:05 is going to be, the clock will be reset at 5:05. The Bruins and the Warriors a little bit more time. 35-14 here deep in the 4th. Kecoughtan has shown some life. Now the Bruins have been a little dormant here in the second half. Some to life. They were up 28-0 at half, so they've been outscored 14-7 here in the second half.
Had a couple turnovers.
So there's Jordan, number 27. If I had one of those pins you right on the screen, I'd say, see, this is who's going to get the ball.
Telestrator.
Yep. In front of him now is Trayson Washington.
He's the fullback.
Number 22. He's the
First
guy
and goal at the 3.
Let's see here. Yep,
and
there he is.
Give it to Jordan, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown as he slides in.
He hands the ball to the grown man that his second touchdown tonight. Second, isn't it?
That's his, yep.
Janaz Jordan. I'd like to have that kid at fullback in college.
He could play either defensive tackle,
right.
Fullback, tight end.
Wherever he decides he wants to play. John Vashiakopoulos out to kick another extra point. He's perfect so far with the extra point.
Hasn't had an opportunity to kick a field goal because of the fake earlier, but he's capable of hitting it, from what I've been told, almost 50 yards. Low snap. Price has to get it, and it is good. After the bobble by Price, he regained himself. And
did he kick it with his calf?
Whatever he kicked it with, it went through. So,
well, that's a classic Bethel Bruin 2016 drive.
That's it right there.
All the pieces come in. Storm has played a really nice game
Storm,
tonight.
Godfrey, Jordan, and Owusu had carries on that on that drive.
And then the line really not a lot of movement on the line, but just solid wall in front of the quarterback.
You take a look at the extra point.
You're right. Good hold. As the big man just boots it through. Yeah, I'd like to take him and Jordan into the Golden Corral and say, hey, we're here for the special. And see those people flee.
They'll probably turn their close sign.
That's right.
Close the place down.
42-14. Kecoughtan's little rally there has stalled, and Bethel scored.
Cheerleaders doing 42 push-ups. You think we can? Would you be able to do 42 push-ups, Frank?
No, not at all. That's why I'm up here. They certainly have getting their workout tonight. Bethel Bruins have done exactly what they hoped to do.
Wait a minute.
John Vashiakopoulos now is going to kick off. Karan Nixon expecting the ball any minute.
Yeah,
he's caught, I think, 4 of these.
Him or Singleton. Yep, and it's going to be Tucker, actually.
Side, yep.
With the fair catch. As the clock should be still rolling, but
no, it's going to. No, we're within 35. So yeah. So Kecoughtan's got a chance for a drive here.
That's right.
Coach Cole is going to want them to put together a drive and try to finish this game strong.
And again, with a young team, that's what you want.
Yep.
You want to finish with some momentum going into next week.
The first and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
They've got the Phoebus Fandoms at Darling Stadium next week is the Kecoughtan Warriors.
That's our game of the week next week, Friday night. Join us there, 6:45 start. And come on out to the stadium. Join us right here at the ballpark. I think you'll enjoy it. And if the weather's like this, there's no excuse. This place should be packed.
Absolutely.
For the Battle of Woodland Road.
John Tucker Jr. back at quarterback. He has Singleton in the backfield. Goes back to pass. He's pressured. Nowhere to go. He's sacked by number 11, Javian Holmes-Reed, the senior linebacker.
6 Bruins in the backfield that time.
Had nowhere to go.
The only one didn't make it, I think, was the guy that Mitchell was blocking.
Exactly.
The rest of them got to him. See if he can maybe just step back and make a quick throw here to Grandy and get something going. Block running on the sack.
Kecoughtan getting the play in.
I want to compliment the City of Hampton staff. The field looks beautiful, and you're looking at home. It is as green here in person as it is on your TV there.
Sure does.
Hand off right up the middle.
Nixon gets the carry, tackle made by number 7, Mondo Walker.
Great run by Nixon. He has shown he's grown really right in the chest, and he's put on a big chest and very muscular up top.
Again,
always had strong legs.
Again, we've said his name a few during his years here at Kecoughtan.
You know, what's interesting, Wube, is that the push here by Kecoughtan has involved him being in the backfield more. Randy's still looking for a touch here in the second half. I'm not sure he's touched the ball in the second half.
I don't think he has.
So I know he's drawing a lot of attention. He comes on the near side.
Persinger and Grandy on the near side.
Nathan Persinger, senior. Excuse me, a sophomore. 5'11", 215
Andre Kemp
pounds.
goes in motion, yeah. Passes intercepted by Owusu.
Owusu seems to catch anything thrown near him, whether it's his quarterback or the opposing quarterback.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say we might see him on Sundays one day.
You might. You might. We're seeing his brother. Was it Joshua?
He's at William and Mary. Yep. Yeah, he played. He was a good football player at Bethel as well.
Hey, good students, both of them.
Very good.
You don't get to William and Mary without
good
looking
grades.
at a book. That's right. Here's a play here. Tucker back, makes a throw.
And it's a double coverage. You know, Owusu was playing the safety, and he just read the play all the way and made the interception.
Well, throws it to the spot, and the receiver got beat that time to the spot by Owusu. So Bethel going to sit a few guys, I think. See a few faces, I would expect.
Looks like the new quarterback in there. That's John Beverly. The coach's son is in there, quarterback.
A little playing time here. Handoff, I believe. Number 21, Javon Rodriguez. Junior, 5'8", 155-pound running back.
Must be pretty cool to play for Pops.
Yeah, well, it's either cool or it's torture.
Yeah, so exactly.
Beverly gets his play. Running backs, Deshaun Storm, who's had a great game, and Rodriguez stays in. Number 21, Rodriguez at a tailback. Storm at fullback behind Beverly. Beverly looks out and checks his line. Second about 8, and pitch.
Rodriguez again. He tries to go outside, and he's tackled by Keith Grandy.
And I have a feeling young Mr. Beverly is going to hear about the speed of that pitch, don't you think?
It was a little slow.
Rainbow connection there. He's going to come over and probably hear it from his dad right now. Throw it a little faster.
Or he might hear it on the way home.
Oh, I'm sure. I'd like to sit in the back seat of that every day.
Yeah, exactly. Tell mom to come pick him up.
So 3rd down and 8. Here to come to the line. Griff is still at the center.
Beverly.
Got a real young combination there in the middle with Griffiths and Beverly.
Fake pitch goes to Storm. He breaks a couple tackles, and there's Nixon in there, and Persinger jumps on the pile and gets in the tackle.
And, you know, we've talked about Mitchell all night, but Griffiths is for Bethel. Jackson Griffiths, 6'1", 230-pound freshman.
Yeah.
Those two will play against each other at least once every year for the next couple of years.
That's right.
I think the Peninsula District, we talked off air, we talked about the size of the schools, how the Peninsula District has shrunk a little bit in the last couple of years, and that is reflected often on the football field, but the quality, the talent is still here on the Peninsula District.
Talent is still here in the PD and all over the 757.
And we mentioned that the coaching is just marvelous.
Excellent coaching. Looks like Bethel's going to let the clock run out. It's 4th and 5.
We're under a minute here in the 4th quarter.
They're going to take the penalty.
Bethel's punter, Sellers is going to do the punting.
Prior to
The
snap.
Kecoughtan transfer
Delay
had a
game.
couple catches tonight.
Delay a game.
Played well.
Yeah.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Well, I think both coaches are going to take this film and both are going to gain some knowledge from it because, of course, Kecoughtan staff's going to have to look at what worked here in the second half and what didn't work in the first. Maybe try to get Nixon more involved in the offense and get the ball back to Grandy some.
Yeah, that's the key, getting back to Grandy. Sellers with a little fake punt, then he actually punts it, and Grandy tracks it down, and then it's going to try to get it, but it goes out of bounds.
A great punt by Sellers. If you can roll the ball that long, the average is up. So 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Kecoughtan trails at 42-14. Bethel Bruins look good tonight, consistently. He had a little hiccup there at the end of the third. In the fourth, gave up 2 touchdowns, and the big interception, and then the big reception by Persinger to brought it down to about the 10.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Owusu and Jordan for Bethel and Mitchell for Kecoughtan.
And let me also mention, folks, that we're out here calling these games. Come on out to the ball game to here at Darling Stadium and support these kids. These are the youth of our community, and come out here and get to know them and see them in action. They spend a lot of hours, both cheerleaders, band members, and football players. Come out and support our young people.
John Tucker back to pass. He's pressured Holmes Reed with the sack, but there's a flag down on the play.
I think that was Tucker throwing the flag on himself. He took the snap, and there was instantly 4 Bruins in the backfield.
Prior to the snap.
Dead ball.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
So
once again, penalties have been the story of the night for Kecoughtan.
I believe that's at least the 9th penalty on Kecoughtan.
Yes.
But you get that with young teams.
Very
and they
much
will
so.
improve. They'll fall to 1-3. But again, that does not put them out of the playoffs. They have they've got plenty of opportunity. And as this young line gels and the quarterback gets settled down,
and
be all right.
And Coach Coley understands that. That's what he expressed this week.
Yep. Running for his
Tucker.
life again, doing a good job at it. Just got all the way down across the 10.
Got away from a few tackles there, but he was dragged down. And on Bethel, they moved to 2-2 with.
And that's got to give Coach Beverly some good feelings that he can come out and get that second win, level off the record at 2-2. It doesn't look near as bad as 1-2, and it gets him going forward, thinking, all right, now what do I do to get better than this? And every week he talked about that. He talked about building the program, building the system. As we're going to see the time expire here at Darling Stadium. Your final score here from Darling, the Bethel Bruins 42, the Kecoughtan Warriors 14. Wube, your thoughts on Kecoughtan tonight?
Very impressed with their offense. Again, Owusu, Jordan.
Bruin, yeah.
Kecoughtan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, with Kecoughtan, I mean, they just need to get Grandy the ball.
Yep.
And I know they're young. The quarterbacks have to find a way to get Grandy the ball. They're their best playmaker. And the defense, again, they're young on defense as well. And like you said, 1-3 does not eliminate them from the playoffs.
Right.
So they're still in the hunt.
You know, and we go back to the tradition of picking a player of the game. I think for Kecoughtan, we both agree George Mitchell is probably the man to.
It's George Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell played very well.
The young sophomore lineman, yes, sir.
I'm not sure he came off the field.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. He played offense, defense. Might have been on special teams as well.
Yeah.
You know,
so Mitchell gets our call there on for the Bethel Bruins.
Jeremiah Owusu. I mean, this young man has had a great season. He's had a great game tonight, and he gets my nod for player of the game.
Well, I tell you, we've got some great players on our team this year. Susan Bowers and Nate Braxton on the cameras. Steve Fryer down the field. What a great job by Steve in taking the shots that you see down the field. He's joined tonight by Alan Beaver, our Kecoughtan High intern, who's working with the crew this year. Krista Campbell does our replays. I'm always amazed how quickly they come up. I don't know how that's done, but I'm glad we have somebody that does. Matt Buckwalter doing the graphics.
Great.
Looking very professional,
yes,
as we always do. Randy Begoli doing the audio, and certainly you and I can be heard over most things, but Randy makes the sound even better.
Yeah.
Renee Camden doing the camera control and kind of watching over Andy Foley, our great director, who does such a good job of getting this thing together. Well, it's been a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Finished our first one. Wu Bei, and I've enjoyed being up here with you. You know, we'll see both these teams again.
Yes, we will.
And looking forward to it.
Next week we have Phoebus against the Kecoughtan Warriors. Phoebus is rolling once again.
They are.
And Kecoughtan's going to have a tough time stopping their playmakers, but it's the Peninsula District. It's the city of Hampton, so I wouldn't imagine it wouldn't be anything better than a great game.
And very good. Come and join us out here, folks. Come out to Darling Stadium Friday night, 7 o'clock start for the game. The broadcast starts at 6:45, but may not be live, so come on out, join us here. If you want to get on camera, get down there in front of Steve Fryer and wave your hands, and we'll see you Friday night. Final score here from Darling on the first night of the 2016 season for LSC. The Bethel Bruins 42 and the Kecoughtan Warriors 14. Wu Bei, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks to
great.
the crew.
It was fun.
Good night from Darling Stadium.